Kingdom of Heaven? Every song is from the Kingdom of Heaven. Every song. Even when the guy's like, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Pick any fucking lyric. I'll show you how it's from the light. And it's just being, he's saying everything right. It's just being looked at wrong, upside down. You can't even say something wrong because when you do, it doesn't register. There's only God and there's nothing else. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. You're making things wrong. It's so good. It's God. All right, everybody, welcome. Today, any ministering that I'll be doing will be from the New Testament, and I'll be pointing the way to Jesus Christ as a way for man and woman to save their soul from fear, anguish, hatred, all the stuff that's in you. I don't have anymore. If it comes up like a burp. Yours comes up like COVID. Right? The same thing that this body burps out or farts out or sneezes out, which is a momentary release of some sort of bacteria from the body, that's what a sneeze, a burp, a fart, or a shit, or a piss is. Toxicity removing itself. When all of those demons enter this body, it just sneezes it right out. However, the same little bacteria, how funny, right, could quarantine the whole planet out of fear and no reality. There could be a whole pandemic right now between you and your loved ones and your friends, and you're quarantining against each other, and you're getting flu shots to make sure you have, anti whatever it is, that disease. However, you know that the flu shots are killing you. And so, as within, so without, God is always speaking. You just have to open your eyes. There's a pandemic going on earth, and it's not the outside pandemic. It always points to what's inside. During this pandemic, people had to wear masks, and they knew it wasn't going to help, yet they would enforce it on each other. And even people who knew it wasn't going to help didn't have the integrity to not wear their mask. The same thing's happening with darkness and light in your life. During this time, they told you stand 6 feet apart, don't celebrate, definitely don't go to church. But if you like to riot in the streets, you can. That's you in your life internally, right? Don't go to church, don't celebrate, don't go to weddings, sit 6 feet apart. But if you're going to riot, grab a club and grab a brother and go set fire to earth. That's your insides and how you deal with the world. As within, so without, said Hermes, who carried the light. I would like to make something clear that's been made clear to me. I'm somebody, Arash Dibazar, who did study the occult and was a master at it. Even the master magician came to me. The master of all master magicians that you would know came to me and was shocked by Arash Dibazar's ability, because Arash Dibazar had the light of Solomon in him. He was Solomon, is Solomon, because the light is Solomon. And every man here is Solomon. Every man here is Jesus Christ. It is true. But the light hits each man differently, and he's then to do God's work. And that's why you're here, right? And when you do God's work, the end result is healing. Nothing else. Anything that doesn't heal is of the devil. Any word, every sound, every bacteria, the sound of a jackhammer down the street. Yet they could make a spaceship soundless. A helicopter, a black helicopter with all that equipment can fly over at night and you won't know it. But when there's construction on the street, if you want to know the sounds of war, those are the same exact sounds amplified by a lot. I've been in war. Isn't it amazing? Everywhere you look. You know a man of God because where he is, there's peace. And there's no other way you could judge him. If he has peace, he's with God. Is there anybody who would argue that online right now? People I don't know. Can anybody take any statement I said and say any part of that statement was false? And if you can't, then this is what it means to speak the truth and to speak the word. It doesn't mean read the Bible. The word is in your heart, he said. Okay, this is a reference. This is so that you and I, when I see it in my heart, can tell you, look here, it's that reference. Otherwise, again, it would be my heart versus your heart. But we have a big bro and we have his witnesses. Big bro said, you're going to do everything I do and more. Big bro said, I'll be back for judgment. I sit here today in judgment of all the men and women. I do. I sit here to be judged. How's that? Judge not, lest you be judged yourself. I'm here to be judged. Now, if this heart is pure, you'll see it. You'll see it. And if any heart is dirty, you'll see it. He said, I'm going to come back. This is the time of the apocalypse. This is a ministering that's happening right now, everybody. It's not a lecture. It's a preaching before we get into the counseling. This is the word of God. And a man who has the word of God could sit in front of any man or counsel and say, this is the word of God, as I do. And they say, you think you're God? I say, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. So are you God? I say, the statement is answered in that. Any more questions you ask, you understand the statement, and you're trying to capture my soul in it. This is the word of God. If it's not, challenge it. Don't challenge me. Challenge the word. Any word rings untrue, not right, let me know. If not, yes, this is God speaking, because there should be nobody that could defeat him. He's not second place. He's not competing for it. Right? He's not here to prove it. He's here to show you that you've been sinning, and that's why you're suffering. But that you're not a sinner by nature. Your nature is not a sinner. You're the son of God. How can you be a son of God and be a sinner? Her nature is a sinner. She's the daughter of Eve. Her nature is a sinner. You've taken on her nature, and that's why you suffer. So this is a New Testament to mankind. Every word is in here to free your soul from her nature. That's where Arash Dibazar's life comes in and you come in. Okay? Now, let's talk to some people. Yeah. Rob Anderson. Rob Anderson. Looks like old Jordan Susi from here. That's how I met Jordan Susi. He looked like that.
Good morning.
Almost. Hey, man. Is Jordan on? You should see himself in past life.
What's that?
I have a really good friend, a good brother, who when I first met him, I think he was wearing the same glasses, with the same tank top, and a headphone. So looking sideways. You look like him. What's up, man? How you doing? Can you blow us up?
I'm well, thank you.
Nice. Me too.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. Your team invited me, and so.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. So what do you want to talk about? We have 10 minutes. We could just talk about anything, introduce yourself, or just say hello and move on.
Well, I think it was Hosea. Is that right? Do I have that name right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who him and Fernando.
Yeah.
Pretty cool guys. We had some cool. I had a cool conversation with Fernando over a couple voice messages on the IG.
They're two of the purest guys here, just so you know.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoyed the short conversation, and yeah, I seen you about 3 days ago on an IG reel. The man who is free of wounds can hold poison, and I said, wow.
That was Buddha.
Yeah, the Buddha said that, and that was literally the first thing I've ever seen of you, and then I began to, consume your content and do that, and so I was like, man, there's something different about this man, and so it intrigued me, and Beautiful. So I sit before you 3 days later, so yeah, that's where we're at right here. But Hosea said he reached out to me, and I told him my interpretation of you was, because I've only seen you for 3 days, so I know very little. But my interpretation was that you're bringing back the masculine frame, and that was like my perception of what you're doing. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but he said that you wanted to talk about masculinity, and that was a message he sent me yesterday. So,
that's what we're going to be talking about today all day.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to be ministering to that. So, for example, you were part of the intro that I was talking about, right? You heard the intro that I did before I spoke to you? Did you hear that?
Yeah, about the COVID
Okay.
and the shot. Yeah.
Yeah. However, the person who is delivering the message, right? There's women online. Any woman anywhere who heard this man speak would have seen masculinity, but wouldn't have seen aggression, wouldn't have seen muscles, wouldn't have seen a sword or anything, right? In fact, very quickly, they would have forgotten that they're looking at a tattooed guy sitting here, right? And that would have been the experience they have. That's pure masculinity. And, yes, Jesus as a person, as a man, demonstrated how a real man acts. And everything outside of what he did, when you or I or any other individual as a male body, when he moves off of Jesus's code, even slightly, he becomes feminine. And that's exactly what I do. I'm not bringing the masculine frame back. I'm just bringing the light that the man already is, showing him first in here and how it manifests in a life of women and all, whatever everybody wants, right? A life of lust, when it's done from love, creates everything that let me give you an exact story of one of my...
Right. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're hearing everything, I know. Last night, one of the disciples is dating a very... give me a second.
Go ahead.
One of the disciples is dating a very beautiful woman, and he had invited her to come over. And I was brushing my teeth. He said, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I fucked up." So what happened? And there was some kind of on the phone, just kind of a disturbance between them. And she was coming over. And I asked him, I said, when you originally invited her over, right? Did you want sex from her? He said, yeah. I said, okay, let's just start with that. Then he wanted her to come at a certain time, but then we were ministering. So he kept changing the time on her. And I said, what's the time you would want her to arrive? He said, 9:30. I said, what time is it? It was 9:33. I said, is she here? He said, no, she's on her way. I said, so you are now getting this beautiful woman to come at the time you wanted. He said, yes. Okay. I said, what did you want when she came? He goes, I didn't want to have sex with her. I said, are you going to have sex with her? He said, no. I said, great. So she's going to come at the time you want, and you're not going to have sex with her. Now, ready? What then happens when she comes and you don't have sex with her? She has to go, right? I said, now you got everything you wanted. You invited her over for sex. Then you had a change of mind and heart. You said, I'm not going to have sex with her. Then you changed the times on her. So you basically got everything. But you shook the wrong hand because you gave your soul, because you're fucked up right now. And your girl, who's beautiful, is coming here. She wants to have sex with you. I already know that. You are not going to have sex with her. She's coming at the time you want, but you're in hell right now. And that's the difference, right? Is a life of lust, you'll get it. Arash Dibazar had everything. That would be the former self of this guy sitting here. That guy had everything. That's why everybody would come to him, right? You're only meeting this man 3 days ago, which is a different man. And so true masculinity doesn't have all the emotions and the plans and the plots he had to be a man last night.
Agreed completely.
Right? So we're bringing the light back to man so that he could find God again, so that he then can actually lead her and help her out of her nature. She is a mess. She's a wreck. But so are all the men, because they've taken on her nature and they don't know it. Right?
Now his current moments, now the moments that he's living in are being taken from him. So now he can't be present because now he's plagued with that lust that you say and that
his heart,
a broken mindset.
His heart is not clean and he knows it.
Right. So he's getting the current moment stolen from him rather than
progressing.
Yeah.
The Buddha, which gave the sentence, A man whose hands are free of wounds can take poison in his hands without damage to him. L. Ron Hubbard, who also was a manifestation of the Buddha in current time, L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology, he said, in current time, a man with a clean heart cannot be hurt. I sit to testify that he was right, and so is that, and so is Jesus, and they all had the same light at different times, speaking the same language, and you and I are now also speaking the same language, because that's what you heard, and you know the truth in it, and it brings you here 3 days later, and now you're about to witness it. Look, I'm online. Anybody could ask me anything. There's men and women, right? I must know something, or I must be a great actor. Let's find out. I'm going to show you they're all great actors, and I know something.
Time will tell of the fruits, right?
What's that?
Time will tell of the fruit.
Time will tell you the lie. The present time will tell you the truth.
Say that again.
Time will tell you a lie, and only the present moment will tell you the truth.
Okay.
It's the other way. They say time will tell.
Teach me.
Time is a lie. So? Yeah. Well, time is a lie, because tomorrow would just be you and I conceiving it right now. There's no other way for us. We would have to plan it based on mathematics. That wouldn't work, right? We can't predict anything tomorrow. We can try to predict, right? Okay, so that's the future.
Yeah, the past and the future do not exist, just this moment.
Exactly, because you find God in present time. He says, "See me, find me in my presence." What did he say? There's some wording in that. It's all in the book, right? But one thing that Jesus never did when he walked through is he never dealt with the past at all. And he had no plans. He would go where he needed to go, and he would say, I'm just here doing his work. That's what an alpha male is, truly. And that alpha male, the true alpha male, said, I am the alpha and the omega. Omega is the bottom. The reason why this man can sit here is because he's a sheep led by the proper shepherd. Now, that shepherd is stronger than any god or idea or anything that you or any other man or woman could face this man with, right? So although this man is a sheep, and you'll know very quickly if you're around him, no plans, no nada, do whatever the fuck it is. Feed me what you want, give me the money that I minister to, and then where are we going? Who's driving? Don't give a fuck, bro. Okay? Because that's not my plan. When you see that there is a God and he manifests through you as his son, as he did through Jesus and his apostles also, then you will that little blackness in your heart will become visible. When it's visible, we'll talk later, okay? So that's where we are right now at the moment with you and I. What do you think about all that, man?
Yeah.
It's a pleasure meeting you, bro. It's very obvious to everybody here. It's very obvious how good you are.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so pleasure to stay on and just see what's going on. And
do you want to talk a little more about masculinity, or do you want to go ahead and go to somebody else?
I put 10-minute clock time with people, and we can still keep talking. If you have any questions on it, comments.
I'll pop in another day and we could talk more. Yeah.
But we still have time. If you have more to say, I would like to hear it.
Oh, yeah. I was just, I was gonna, you kind of encompassed the question that I had presented here was, what does it mean to be a masculine man? And you kind of framed that, in your own, intellectual prowess as you do. But I find that a masculine man, there's many subsets of it, but I find that a masculine man is to be needed, not to be needy. A needy man is very feminine. A man who needs things, needs to be next to his woman, needs to be needs. A man should be the source. I've been married for 14 years now, and I have 3 children. I have a 4th one on the way this month. And I find that I am the source. I am the source of strength, of wisdom, of knowledge, of financial stability, and walking in that, it's my purpose. It's what I've been called to do. I mean, Jesus said, where do I have this? The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many.
Yeah, he washed their feet. He said, my feet are already washed. I'm here to wash your feet. That's exactly what you're saying. Those are the words. You're right.
So So I believe to be needed, to be, I believe men are created and built to serve and to protect. And so, I don't have a lot of connections with a lot of younger people, but I see the world and I see through the internet, the younger men and what's going on, and how women are kind of dominating the younger people. And I even watched it was like that young 20-year-old kid. I tuned in yesterday, or maybe it was the first day I seen you, one of the days, but he was having trouble with a woman and you were guiding him. And, a woman doesn't want a needy man. As much as a woman would want to take your time all day and be with you, a real woman wants, a man to go make money, go to war, slay some people, take the money, kill the dragon, and then come home and sleep with her. That's the masculine frame. But if men are needy and they allow women to consume all their time, a woman will take a man's time, and then when a man is depleted of his life force, of his finances, everything, she'll let him go. And so I find that what I see through the internet is these young people are being too needy. They need to be needed. They need to be the source.
Yeah, you're 100%
and
right.
That's what I believe a big part of masculinity is on my frame, and that's pretty much my piece on that.
You got it. Now I want you to know something that I know. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And at the same time, I want you to know that somewhere in the syntax, because the gift given to this man, there are certain words used that on not this class, advanced class, I would invite you to say that same, everything you said. And as you were speaking, I would say right here, I would ask you a question, and that would reveal to you even more. I guarantee you that. Am I right? Can anybody testify this here? Yeah. Brother, there's a lot of men here who know exactly what I'm saying, and you're exactly right. I have nothing to say besides you're right. Congratulations. And I want to also tell you that in that speech, the gift this man has on why these men are here is because there are certain moments where the syntax, which is the grammar and the words used, if I offer you another word and you put it in there, you will know as quickly as you've known everything here so fast. And then you'll be like, whoa, right?
What word would that be?
It was a few words, and syntax is the order of words, how they're put together and where they're coming from, right? Everything you said was 100% true. That's all I can say right now. And again, I will definitely want to have that. Have him come to what's the next advanced class today? What's today? Temple. It's the Temple of Christ. He'll give you the link. It's free if you have time. If not today, the next time that I go to the next advanced class, there's 3 levels here. In that one, I'll go over it with you. I'll show you, but not in front of everybody here right now.
Okay.
Because what you said is true. It's 100% right. That's that.
Well, I would say that I'll be a student until the day I die, so I don't mind learning new things.
Exactly. A student of the Lord is all it is, and nothing else. There's no other students, right? And I'm not going to say anything that I wouldn't be able to show you, and you would logically understand, right? That's it. It wouldn't be anything else. You would know, right? You know already. The thing is, you know already. Right? You know already. Arash Dibazar also knew everything you knew. And then that's where the light comes in, and then you know that there's times where in your day things will happen where you're not necessarily walking in perfect peace and perfect love, correct?
I call that being in a low vibrational state.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
yeah,
right?
of course.
So that goes
to be in a high vibrational state every day. I don't think we always wake up in a happy mood. So of course we battle.
Right. So that goes away at some point, and it's not because that okay. Now that it showed up, high vibrational state. Those words have never been used in this book, and I wouldn't use them right now here because I know those words really well. Oh man, all right, we can talk scholarly about vibrations, right? But those words never completely got rid of it. It was up and down, and I had a lot of ways of. That's what I'm saying, right? But this man sits in perfect peace with a lot of, and not just myself. There's other students that can testify. There was a student who went through a divorce and then found out she was pregnant, and okay, in perfect peace, handled it righteously, and the marriage is working. On and on and on and on. It's not just this guy, but that's one of those things. You won't feel any longer the effects of low, high vibrational frequency, you'll just know what he says, a peace that passes all understanding. It's very exact, the Bible. The problem is people read it as if it's not exact, because if you read it as a fantasy, then God is not real. But if you read it as it is and really understand that each word has an exact meaning, an exact soul, and when it's misinterpreted, it changes everything in it. Just one word will change everything, right? That's that. Or the emphasis on words is another one. That's why it's called a sacred syntax. Like if I said, the dog ran outside, or the dog ran outside, or the dog ran outside, anywhere emphasized somewhere in there will show the pure syntax of light versus not. So as you're speaking, there's so much of that purity. And then somewhere in there, the syntax goes a little bit off on an emphasis of a word. And I would then invite you to look at that. You would see it right away. And eventually, that up and down frequency that happens through the day, we try to keep it. That's just a confusion somewhere in the heart, somewhere unresolved with pure truth. And that creates a disturbance, but then you have a lot of truth in your life. So you'll eventually realign your frequency or tune in right again, right? Well, eventually, it's just one tuning station. And he says that pray without ceasing, or this guy's also a very good meditator, like a high-level meditator. So he had achieved a certain level, and these guys can vouch. There was a certain level where this man would live in a state of meditation most of the day, and he called it TM timing, transcendental meditation timing. And he would come and say, sleep's not everything I say now, I'd said before, but it was limited up to a certain range, and I've reached it. Once my soul was free of everything female, I realized that all of that was just, it would be like artificial candy versus a pomegranate, the difference in the nutrients. One came from God, one was man-structured and fed the lust of the fruit, but afterwards my body craved more of that lust, and I knew it was wrong, so I started to, I'm not gonna have as much candy, I'll just have gluten-free now, and I'm off my nature. Versus if I had the pomegranate, you don't have to tell me, don't eat 3 pomegranates, it's going to give you a stomach ache. I'll tell you, after 2, I'm going to shit everywhere. I'm not doing this shit. Okay?
Yeah, you're in tune with how you feel with it. Yeah.
Because your nature, because it's both God-given, and it goes in, and it does what it does. Now, if I start taking diet, any unnatural, a man, by definition, is Adam before he ate the apple. And this man is that right now. He lives as Adam. And where he goes off, that's where the Holy Spirit is in here right now. It's in everybody here. It's in you. It gets corrected. It's so exciting, bro. You're a real man, right? There's a testament. Finally, a man showed up online. We've been doing this for how many days? If I unmuted every woman right now, they would say that you're a man, just so you know.
I hope so.
Oh, you don't have to hope. It's true. Just so you know, you register as a man to all the men and women. Congratulations, brother. Hope to see you here whenever. Stay in touch.
Yeah,
and just come on.
When I have time, I would enjoy to hear more and what you said with that next class. I kind of feel with, I don't know. I'm curious what you have to say, but I think you said you agree with everything I said, but I think the format in which I say it, I'm curious to hear your perspective on how things should be said. So I'm curious to learn that. So I'm going to pop in again.
Hell yeah. Okay, see you soon. I'll stick around. We got more.
All right. Is the class ending, or are you still gonna take on somebody else?
I'm going to 1. Stick around. We'll be here till 1.
We're
gonna have wine. We're gonna have sex in front of people. It's all us. Yeah, we'll be here till 1, just doing the shit.
I'll kick back for about another 30 minutes, and I'll mute myself so I'm not interrupting. But I'll hang out for a little bit.
Thank you. In and out as you wish. In and out burger. Okay. All right. Thank you, brother. Nice to meet you. I'm sure we'll talk again without a doubt.
You as well. Thank you for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. It's an honor. All right. Let's continue. Who's next?
Robert Talaga.
I know that name. Robert Talaga.
What is going on? How's it going?
We're getting robbed today. We got robbed twice. 3 times. That's a charm here. Okay.
2 robs make a right.
Two robs make a right.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I know you are a master martial artist. I just joined a new martial
arts. Can you blow us up?
Yeah.
1 second, brother. 1 second.
Okay.
Bro, We need 3 hot girls working there in bikinis right now doing that job. Just kidding. Okay, go ahead.
You
So
are a
what's going
master martial artist. I have a selfish question. I joined the new martial art gym. How would I orient myself so the coaches wanna train me properly? And
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
well, sometimes if I piss someone off, you know, they're not gonna train me or not gonna show me the tricks of the trade. And also, I'm curious about some of the most important principles to being the best student.
What's the first question?
Basically, I don't know if we're into how to get trained without, you know, get all the goods and, you know, so that the coaches teach him properly.
Yeah, like how does he orientate himself in the new martial arts?
Oh, I see. You want to be a good student, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see. So what is it that you seek from the martial arts that you're training in? What is your purpose in it? Like you're starting it so that what?
Well, I wanna get better mentally, physically. I wanna build my body, build discipline.
Right, but you choose a certain martial arts. Like you could do all that bodybuilding, reading, you know, praying and all that, but you chose that martial art. So you would have some sort of a plan or vision. If I do this, I'm gonna be this way. What is the goal that you're going for? You want to be a good student, I'm showing you. I was a great student. Listen, I'm the best student any martial arts instructor I ever had. Call them all up. They're all alive still, okay? So that I'm telling you how to be the best student. So the first thing a student would have to know is what he's there for. So what are you getting over there that you want? So then I can tell you how to get it.
It's a good question.
It is.
Well, fitness, mental fitness, physical fitness.
So
Be
what's
able to
mental?
defend myself.
What's mental? When you achieve mental fitness, what is that like?
Focus, concentration.
Are you
Connection.
not able to focus and concentrate these days? Or are you good at it?
I need the intense physical exercise every day, and martial arts is something
let's back up. Hold on. You said mental,
yeah.
fitness, and then you said to be able to focus and concentrate. I asked you, are you bad at focusing and concentrating, or are you actually good at it?
Well,
Right
it
now.
depends. It depends. It depends what I do.
Right. When you do something you like, are you good at it?
Oh yeah. I get
And when
into
you
the flow.
something you don't like to do, you don't focus very much on it.
Yeah.
And is there something you do that you have to do that you don't like that you could tell me? Like, I have to be cleaning sewers every day. I don't like it. In your life, what do you have to be more focused on that you can't focus on, you would say? In your opinion.
Doing business, for example, watching business classes about marketing. That's not something
Right.
I enjoy.
Right. They don't work. You know that. You know that all those business and marketing classes don't work. Have you noticed that?
I don't know.
You don't know that? Okay. So you want mental focus. However, you can focus on things that you enjoy doing, not things you don't enjoy doing, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to go to martial arts to learn on how to focus on things you don't like doing? Is that what you're saying? Because I'll tell you how there's a way to train like that in the martial arts. I'll tell you exactly in there to focus on things you don't want to do. Is that what you want? Is that why you're going to martial arts? For that type of mental fitness?
I mean, yeah, I wanna focus on it. I wanna do it like I love doing it.
But when you love doing something, you focus on it already, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you already have focused on what you love to do, are you going to the martial arts to learn to focus on things you don't like to do? Is that what you're seeking as a mental fitness?
Well, if I have to, yeah. If I have to, there's something that needs to be done.
That's why I'm asking you, how much of your life do you spend doing things that you don't like? Because to do the martial arts, to get that as an outcome, I would tell you, don't even go. That's a waste of getting beat up and going through all that time. And there's just so much shit that comes with it. If you want to go to learn how to focus on things that you don't want to do, then there's not too many things you do in your day, then you're just it sounds like a ridiculous goal here, unless there's something else you seek in the martial arts. So look again, what is it that you are going there for? Like truly in your heart, what is it? I've done martial arts for 35 years consistently. So I'll be able to measure many things you say, okay? And I know you love the martial arts. I can tell you focused and dedicated. You're seeking something, right? What is it that you're going there for? Truly in your heart, what is it?
I enjoy it. I like the movement.
So if you enjoy it, the best way to be a student is to continue to enjoy it and don't add anything about focus and discipline and all that. If truly you enjoy it, And to be the best student, keep your joy. Because you're speaking to a man who became the first black belt under Sandro Batata. Okay, that's a big thing to say. It was never done until this guy did it. That's his martial arts claim of fame, one of them. Listen, right after purple belt, which would be, it would be probably for the last 7 years, this guy hated doing martial arts and did it every day. And he was really good at it and taught, hated it. He lost the joy in it. You get it? So if you're going to enjoy it, then anytime you don't enjoy going to class, don't go. That's the devil taking the joy from you to put it into some bullshit. Unless you have some other thing in your heart while you're going. Otherwise, you're going to be the best student ever if you keep your joy in class, because 99.900% of those people are not enjoying it at all, unless they defeat somebody. And the higher they go in the belt, the less they enjoy it. And should they get defeated as a black belt by anybody of a lower belt, you're about to find out what anger, hatred, insecurity looks like in a black belt that got tapped by a blue belt in front of everybody. Boy, don't give a gun to a man who could lose his shit just because somebody bested him in some bullshit, whatever that is. So a true warrior does not have emotions and thoughts that pull him. He's perfect. He would walk like Jesus. If Jesus did martial arts, it wouldn't be because he wanted to beat somebody up. He would do it because out of the joy of doing it, just like out of the joy of fishing or eating or sitting or talking. If you keep the joy, you'll be the greatest student ever. And then, truly, I say to you, the spirit of the martial arts will enter you.
Okay.
Then you'll know martial arts. And then I really want to talk to you. I really want to talk to everybody who's ever done anything Arash Dibazar's done and wants to do it when they get the light. Because it wasn't his job to do that. So maybe you're the one, right? That goes in the martial arts and enjoys it all the way through and sees all the mistakes that have been put in it that destroy the soul of the martial arts, because the devil has taken the soul out of the world. This is a soulless world. Have you noticed? Yeah. You don't want to be one of those guys. So don't plan to do anything besides enjoy it, unless there's something else in your heart for the martial arts. So is there something else you want to achieve from it?
No, that's it. I want to enjoy it and I want to master it.
You cannot master it no matter how long you go. There's one master, it's God, but you could acquire skill and see his mastery as you gain mastery. Because whoever created the martial art must have somehow, by some inspiration and Holy Spirit, I can tell you jiu-jitsu, that's my background, the weakest, most frail member of the Gracie family who was physically ill, his name was Helio Gracie. And his brothers were so strong, he was so weak that he had to sit down as he watched hours. He was too weak to even play Helio Gracie. The G tattooed under this man's eyes is a testament to that man and his family. He was the weakest member. He had a disease that the doctors couldn't even fix. He was going to be so brittle, he was going to break. Listen to how the Holy Spirit works. It always works in ways that you can't predict it, because otherwise it wouldn't be a miracle. That guy is so weak he can't even play, but he loves watching his brothers that are so strong, he wants to be like them, train and teach. Every day he sits, too weak to move, watching his brothers, observing. One day, the brother who was going to be teaching a high-level client, I don't know, somebody important, is late to teach. He's sitting there and he's been watching for a long time. He walks up, why he would do that, and he begins to teach the guy the way the techniques would work for his frail body. Brother comes in and observes. What's this? You know the technique you showed? My body's too weak. I'm going to use more leverage here on this part. And if I time it differently, I can throw this giant guy with zero effort. Jiu-jitsu means a gentle art. It doesn't look gentle when you watch it, unless it's done by a true master. Helio Gracie was gentle. Now, this weak, frail man, who doctors couldn't heal, ends up creating a diet that comes to him on how different foods in your system combine acid or whatever. So he creates what's called the Gracie diet. None of them are buff, but they're healthy. They all surf, they all fight. They're full of fucking energy all day. So his family line becomes very strong suddenly. He himself starts beating all his brothers with his jiu-jitsu. Then he challenges the entire world. You could go, there's videos of this, there's newspaper magazines. He challenges all the strongest and greatest fighters, even the world heavyweight boxing champion, to fight him with no rules. Amazing. He's healed and he becomes the frailest, strongest man who creates an art called the gentle art. Right? Whoa. And then it gets lost with the UFC and everything else. The moment that money entered and it became more important than the technique, money, they say, is the root of all evil if your heart is dirty. Otherwise, money is just given to whoever needs it. Right? When you look at a homeless man and he needs money, you feel good and bad at the same time. When it's like, is he using me? Should I give it? That internal conflict will never be there again. You'll know what you're doing. So that is a true martial art. This man here is a true samurai. I'm a true Masashi.
Yeah.
Right? And these guys can vouch for it because he can sit in a strip club with a woman grinding her ass and vagina and titties on his face like this, nipples touching his face. And he will be unmoved like a samurai. And in the next moment, brother, if something happens, he'll move faster than anybody in the environment. It's so fast, nobody will see it. That's a martial artist. But at no point will he be plotting and planning against anybody or anything. That plotting and planning slows down a martial artist. And Bruce Lee was the greatest martial artist in recent time. It goes Musashi, these people had the light. Oh, Sensei, Bruce Lee, Helio Gracie, right? Possibly you. I don't know. Enjoy it. Don't lose the spirit. Everything has the spirit. Everything has a spirit in it. And you see how you feel right now? You notice? Yes.
Yeah.
Remember how you came on asking the question about the martial arts? That question is from the devil, and it creates that.
Okay.
I haven't told you anything besides go in there, enjoy it. That's all. Go in there, enjoy it, and make sure that if you see a black belt who can get emotional if he loses, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. We've had it. Now these guys have trained martial arts. These guys train martial arts with Arash Dibazar. And sometimes someone would hit someone kind of hard and emotion would rise and you could feel the darkness in the space. Right? Emotions are evil for a warrior and a man, but we'll get to that later. For you, we're practicing the warrior. You said, hey, you're a master. You've mastered more. I haven't mastered shit, but I can tell you this. Technically, I know all the techniques and I can defeat many men physically. But if that is ever in my head, then I'm wrong. If I ever defend myself because the thought of defense was there, I'm wrong. Have you ever swerved with a car when you were about to get hit and you didn't get hit? Have you ever like last second stopped it without thinking? That's happened to you, right? We've all experienced catching shit, bah, 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 bah. That is martial arts at its purest.
Okay.
But with the guy with a plan is not yet, he has not yet seen the light of martial arts. Now, when you have the light of martial arts, you live like this and you enjoy, just like I enjoy speaking, right? So you just do the martial arts without any, I'm not trying to gain customers, I'm not trying to look cool. I'm just doing what I love to do, right? When you do it like this, your body will move faster than everybody else. And when they face you, now you'll get defeated 1,000,000 times because you have to kill your ego there first as a martial artist. So you're not that black belt. You're the black belt that goes and gets tapped by the blue belt. And when someone makes fun of you, nothing happens. But when the right time comes and they train with you, you demolish them because your skill is not there to show you're stronger than them. You're a martial artist teaching the techniques that you learned. End of story. No ego. Here's how you do an armbar. Here's how you do that. Here's the correct way. Now handle your emotion. Pay attention. That's a martial arts instructor. Nothing else going on. Nothing else going on. If you're bowing to him, you're bowing to the one who holds the teaching, not to him. If he corrects you, it's because you went off of the teaching, not him. Because he has to be perfectly aligned with the spirit of martial arts to be there. He has to have no ego. Just like the churches, where you find the biggest devils, in the martial arts, you find the most insecure human beings that are the most dangerous human beings. Isn't that amazing? And those preachers in those churches are the most dangerous human beings because they have so much skill in speech and orating and walking and that's the martial artist, right? But that preacher's heart is dark and we all know it. Okay? So there are some, I know some very good martial arts instructors if you come to the United States that have a lot of light in them. Okay? Where are you? Are you in the United States? Where are you?
No, Italy, Milan. Just came from London.
Okay. Where do you live?
In Milan.
Oh, okay. You ever want to come to the United States, land of freedom?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but it's not so easy. You know, I need a visa for it.
You need a what?
A visa.
Okay, so go get one.
Yeah, maybe it's possible.
Yeah, it is. It's a good choice. Okay, it's a good choice. Okay, brother, you look good, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, stick around and talk to whoever because, you know, I would love to talk martial arts or pick up through the light. Yeah, it feels good. Nice.
Cool.
That's how you do martial arts. All right. You're welcome. Okay, next.
Okay, we had Ty and Jerry, they left, but Alfonso. Oh, wait, no, we had Gabriel.
Gabriel, Angel. Gabriel.
Yes.
Gabriel. The demons right now. Oh, hey. Hold on, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. You might have been muted on your side, bro.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Arash.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, man. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you for what you have done for me. You know, I was 20 years old around 10 years ago, and I was really lost. I was living a different life, and you really was the only light in my life. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to be that man, that father figure that I didn't have anymore. I lost my whole family at one point, and then you was that one light point that really made me again. You know, I used to grow up, have a lot of girls, never fell in love, and then I lost myself through life's events, and you was that light that really made me again. So I really want to give you that thank you from man to man. And the question that I have today is about addiction. You know, there is a serious problem that I have, I would say, with drinking alcohol. And the reason why it came to be was because of a toxic relationship. So in the past, like I said, I was never in love because I always had love for girls. I had beautiful girlfriends, but I was never attached to anything. Then when I lost myself and had to find myself again, I fell in love for the first time, which to me is being attached to something. I want to control something. And that's where it went wrong with me. So in this last relationship, it became very toxic at the end. And that's when I started drinking for 4 months and like just drinking, waking up, drinking, waking up. And now I'm really trying to quit drinking. And then I don't drink for, let's say, 2 weeks. Then I drink again for 3 days. And I feel almost like dying, like as the after effect of drinking, you know, and still I keep doing it. So the question that I have is like, yeah, do you have any insight on how to stop addiction?
Can you come to Las Vegas tomorrow?
Man, if I could, I would. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Can you come to Las Vegas tomorrow, Friday? Anytime.
No, like
by the time you go back. You'll stop drinking by the time you go back. When can you come? Can you come tomorrow? Let's start with tomorrow. I can't tonight. Can you come tomorrow?
No. Like the thing is, I live in Belgium, I still
Oh,
have a criminal record.
oh,
And but I already know the lawyer fees and stuff to clean my record, because here you
yeah,
can do it once in your life. So I'm
yeah.
gonna clean it this year, and then
Okay,
by next year, because it takes 6 months to clean, then
okay.
by next year I could come for sure, and I will come. That's why I want to clean it. I want to go to the
Yeah, I
USA.
want you to come here. Listen, you don't have an addiction because you don't like dick, do you?
No.
Do you like dick?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's what an addiction is. Every time you pick up that drink, you're taking Satan's dick right up your asshole. Okay. And that's what it feels like. Now, if you try to stop drinking and you think you have a drinking problem, that's the devil. You already testified that you were unattached, you were clean. You testified that you saw the light in this man. You're seeing it again. And I don't want you to try to control your drinking at all. That's what's killing you. I want you to pay attention that when you're going for the drink, there's an emotion or a thought that enters right before, right? And that emotion or thought, the proper term is it's a demon. Now, do you know what the definition of alcohol, where it breaks down what it means? Have you ever heard that before?
No.
I'll have
Yeah,
someone look.
probably heard it, but I cannot
Okay,
say it
let's look it
now.
up for everybody because it's everything is in the word. In the beginning was the word. The word was with God, and the word was God. That's why the gift of speech is here to this guy, right? So someone's going to look it up, and we're going to read to you alcohol, which is actually al-khul. Okay, it's actually al-khul. Now, and when I say the word al-khul, okay, what's your first impression of that word? If I said to you, drink some al-khul, what goes through your what do you know when if I said to you, here, you want to feel better? Drink some of this al-khul.
Yeah.
What happens when I say that to you? With the real
Uh,
word.
When
What?
you mention it like that, I feel like you're talking about, yeah, drink something to become part of a cult. That's what I feel like
Out of a
something
cult,
bad. Yeah,
something dark, right?
yeah.
Drink this alcohol, and you know that problem you have won't bother you anymore. Okay, that's alcohol, the actual name of it. I'm not even saying it properly. I know when it's exactly right. I'm closer to it though. So Cupid here has. Here is what it says. Listen out loud, please.
It stems from the Arabic word al-ghul,
Al-ghul. Have you heard of ghouls?
which means spirit in the demon sense.
Okay, listen to the word's definition, my brother. It comes from al-ghul. You heard of ghouls? Which read the last part slowly and loud, please. Listen.
Which means spirit in the demon sense.
Spirit. Here you go. Drink some spirit in the demon sense, and you'll feel better. Now, if after you finish drinking this, you're in hell, which you are because you're here saying it, then I'm telling you it's not alcohol. Drink the spirit of this demon. And the more you drink it, the more he will take over, whatever that is.
Mm.
And you won't feel what you feel anymore, but you're going to give your soul. So you're going to have to go back to it because now you're going to damage your life after this demon's in you. You don't have a drinking problem. You have a demon. Yeah, can you type it? You have a demon, right, that is taken over, as you said, through the woman's soul, right? When you fell in love, which wasn't love, right? She can't love you yet. No woman on earth is capable of love yet. That's our job. First, she has to meet a real man who knows God, who doesn't have those demons. Then when she faces you, she either follows you, so she obeys you, because she's supposed to be under you and God. But she can't be under you if you drink alcohol. Alcohol. Here you go. Here's some darkness into your darkness. Let's go out drinking together, honey. Okay? So this is just a curse on your soul. As you drink that curse, you'll see its manifestations everywhere because the curse is bad, right? And then your soul is taken. So the first thing to do is to not stop doing that, because that's the devil's game. To now get you to exert, you have no control. There's a God. Okay, that's the first thing you have to know here. If you begin to control it, it's the devil's game. What you have to know is just the truth. So now you know what al-ghul is. You know you don't have a problem because it was inserted in you through the relationship you said, which is why I'm here. Eat exactly that, right? She finally had you eat the apple. And now you're cast out. Now you're talking to a man who you said was a light at your darkest time. And this is your darkest time, not then, not even now. But now you can see you are the one that spoke to this man about the light. The ghoul in you, the demon in you, has entered through the lust of the woman. And now that demon is this alcohol, which you have a problem with. All you need to do, it's the same thing. I can make any man. I can make, is Rob still on? Can you do full screen 1 second? I just want to show him something. No, the first one. Well, Anderson, here, I'm about to show you something. I'm about to say.
I've been listening intently.
Listen. Yeah, watch this, guys. Everybody, listen. When I said I'm about to give a sentence, which I know is not true, but I have to use the sentence to convey something. So watch. This is for Rob. Ready? I can make any man stop masturbating, no matter how long you've been trying. I promise you, I can have any man stop masturbating. I give you my word. Ready? Now, Rob, this is what I was telling you about. That's incorrect syntax because I can't do it. And I know that. Right? So the emphasis on that sentence, when a man says it, when the I is doing it, I know he doesn't know yet. Because I know I won't be doing shit. And you won't be doing shit. So if I was going to give you the proper syntax, which won't make full sense yet to everybody, is this. The Holy Spirit in you can easily defeat the demons in you that are causing you to masturbate, to release their energy, to feed off your soul, or drink, or lust after money. The Holy Spirit can do that. When I say I can do that, it's that. The proper grammar and syntax is knowing that when I say I, it doesn't mean, come here and I'm going to give you, it's not that. But I do know for a fact, you being around here, that's why I said, when can you come here? You would not have a drinking problem the next moment. The next moment, because I wouldn't do anything, you would see the truth. You should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So right now you have a lot more truth about the subject. Don't do anything. The next time you're about to drink, observe and do what you normally do. If you were gonna, oh fuck, I need to drink, you go, oh, I shouldn't drink. No. I gotta remember, I just spoke to the light. He said what? Observe, don't control it. Now I want you to be conscious as you move through it. Stay conscious. Stay conscious. Stay conscious. Can you mute Rob or whoever? Okay, whoever, I don't know. Okay, listen. Now you're drinking. Stay conscious. Stay conscious. Watch what's happening as it's happening. Don't contribute by stopping it. Don't contribute by, just watch what it does. When it's done, it had enough. Live your life again without judgment. Don't say you did good. Don't say you did bad. Something will change in this moment. The next time it happens, if it happens again, same process. Okay? Now, it's understood here, but when the time comes, it's not going to be this easy. However, if you do anything else, even if you defeat the demon of alcohol, you'll notice why he's the great deceiver, shapeshifts. It'll be something else. The spirit is still there, right? It moves, it shifts, morphs into another emotion, another goal, another girl. Keep watching. It's not you. That's why you're in conflict inside. You're split. You want to be one.
Wow.
Do not label yourself as an alcoholic. Do not say you're addicted unless you like dick, then say I have an addiction. Oh yeah, like it in your butt. You see that? And don't use those labels because none are true. No label is true at all.
Yes.
That's why our Father who's in heaven, whose name is holy. Like we're not supposed to know God's name. We just call it God. Okay? How are you going to name God? What letter should I use? Okay? So God, if you want to know God, know everything. But you don't need to know everything because that's not your business. And God would never have his son addicted, but definitely the devil would, for sure. And it's in the word al-khul, and it's in every other word in your addiction. I'll show you. It's in every other word. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like for me, the biggest takeaway that I got here is that when I use the word I, it's like I put a curse on this person that is here.
You take on the demon's beingness by saying, I am addicted. You don't. If you did, you wouldn't be confessing it. You'd be like, this is fucked up.
And the clarity that I got too is that you reminded me that I'm the spirit and that I am not this. And when I say I'm talking about this, but I am not this. So I should just
exactly
be
that's the message.
Observant.
That's the message of Jesus Christ, that you are born of spirit and you're acting flesh. Mm-hmm. So God takes man's form, right? God, the spirit, which whatever that means, the thing that is the creator, says, these guys are not getting it. I'll go down. So how is Jesus God but not God? Let me show you how it is. It's so simple when you understand it. This is flesh. In order to play flesh, there has to be rules of flesh. Good. So God takes flesh. He comes through as man, and shows pure love to everyone straight through. Never, even when they do everything to him, he says, forgive them. They know not what they do. That's God in flesh. He demonstrates superiority over every illness. The final one is death. He says, as man, you're going to have all these problems I had as Jesus. And if you want your way back to me, I will now show you through this physical flesh how to do it, so you witness it and know it's possible. Then, just in case, I will even raise the flesh. Now, that's where people argue. He was never raised. I don't give a shit what they say. I sit here in perfect peace. So, Jesus came out of the dead. Why don't you go live in your hell and argue that while I continue to be in the kingdom of heaven, and every time I speak and everywhere I go, things get better. That's the final test of any rational human being. You get it?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I have my own reason why, and it's a logical reason why God exists. Can you tell me yours? Why you know that he
What's
is
the exact question?
real?
What is the exact question?
So what is your reasoning or logic or explanation why God is real?
Why he's real? Because I exist. If he wasn't real, I wouldn't be here, because I didn't create me or the trees or the birds or you. I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Neither does any scientist or preacher anywhere. And so God, which is a name for whatever, whoever created this, must exist, because it's obvious that none of us did any of this and we don't know anything about it. We're trying to figure out what a tree is, right? We're trying to go to Mars, never understanding where the fuck did Mars come from? One particle out of zero appeared. Out of nothingness, here's a scientist's bullshit. There was nothing, then there was something. First of all, my brother, nothing can never create something. It violates everything you could ever think about. What the fuck is that? So out of nothing, the scientist says suddenly there was an explosion. Because every time there's a nothing, there would be a sudden fucking explosion somewhere if there's enough time. Time doesn't even exist, scientists. So
also,
this is what they say. Listen to how absurd it is. So you're free of those false fucking prophets. Listen, out of nothing, there was an explosion. In that explosion, it kept exploding into particles. Those particles collided with each other somehow. Have you ever done an explosion? Do you know the particles all go out? Do you know that from this explosion, boom, it would literally be impossible physics for any particle to hit itself because it would explode at the same speed, same manner, and it would all go out. At some point, it would have to hit something to stop, to collide. Somehow, this thing exploded. But no, it imploded. All right, cool. However that did. After it imploded or exploded or fucking ploded somewhere, these particles kept doing this.
Yeah.
And then they give you a time, 250 billion years, because you might as well say any number at that point, because how the fuck are you and I ever going to know if that's true? Scientists have now found that it's 300 years, million, trillion years. Then they find out it's billion years. What were they measuring? Did they measure the sun too? Because that's part of this system. What did they measure? The rock? The fossil?
Come on now.
Where are they, these liars? Then these things kept going here. One of them became conscious. Not only did it become conscious, it began to design a way to keep designing everything.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, talk about a fairy tale. Now, let me give you another tale and tell which one actually, if you had to use logic. Ready? 1. God created this earth. It arrived and it was God. Who's that? Well, fuck, I don't fucking know, but there it is. Right? God created it perfectly. It's his world. You're his children. He created you. And what else? Well, you look at the state of the planet, it's broken. So God gave directions. You and I would never want to deal with another man who's a liar, ever. So lying's a sin. He would be committing an act against me or you or our family if he lied to us, because he's hiding.
100%. Yeah.
So we don't want liars. God would say, don't lie. We don't want someone, if you have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, you wouldn't want me plotting around you how to have sex with her 1,000 ways by pretending to be your friend. Don't covet. Everything. Greedy. You don't want to be. So God said, look, since you ate this apple, because we got to go, if that's true, then it's the story of Genesis, which makes more sense. Because everywhere it's visible what is said in the book, but nowhere is it visible 2 particles colliding, turning into something, or a half man, half monkey in the jungle, or a fucking whatever they said, or a fish turning into a cow. Like, where is their proof? Pure shit. Those are the people that told you about addiction and love. Same exact absurd logic I gave you is on the subject of love, and it's the same stupidity. That's why you're suffering.
Yeah.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And it's in this book.
Yes.
Until you come around a year from now, whenever that time is, here, you need to move to Las Vegas and live here. And you're welcome here. You need to minister this. You started with the ministering. This is it. Okay? You need to be here and not have any worries. You need to be a natural man, back to no attachment. You wanted to, you couldn't love a woman because you know it's not right. You got to love the truth, which is God. And that's the only love, because it doesn't change. Truth doesn't change, and the love of God can't change. So if I can love and hate you, then I don't love you, because the truth is one. It has to be without an opposite. For the word to exist purely, 100%. It can't have an opposite. Otherwise, it could be argued. So God doesn't have an opposite. Satan is not against, Satan is a kid. He's one of God's children who rebelled. That's it. The story makes sense. Then he made all of God's children worship him by making them want to be God. So every singer is a sinner. Every architect is a sinner. Every artist, every speaker is a sinner, because they're trying to take the credit and say, look at, I'm God. I'm a celebrity. I'm a star. You're a star. You're a star. There's a star. You're a great actor, as Bruce said. Congratulations on your skill of singing, you whore. You're not singing anything. You're not singing anything. You're trying for people to put your pictures on the posters, get the money, walk around and say, you know, when I sing, no, it's not. No, it's not, you fucking bitch. No, it's not, you fucking devil. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you to all hell. Not with anger. You rebuke the demons. Look up the word rebuke. Don't be nice to evil. Don't be nice to evil. Call it out. Call it out. Tell them I see it, then don't do nothing about it. Vengeance is his, not yours. But make sure they know you see it. I see that that's not righteous and I'm not involved. Why? I'm not the one you're going to have to deal with. Keep drinking, motherfucker. Keep drinking, keep masturbating, keep stealing, keep lying. Do it. I'm not going to stop you. I can't. Do it and watch the hell you live in. P. Diddy, Epstein. They had everything that any man would ever want. They would do anything to be those people. Right now, no man wants to be P. Diddy. No, they don't even want to mention their names with him. At one point, Jeffrey Epstein owned islands, rolled with celebrities. He had politicians in his, he was the fucking man. There's nothing that devil could not have in the devil's world. Nobody wants to be Epstein. So if you drink alcohol in the manner you're drinking, I can drink, you can drink. But if you drink in that manner, you're as good as Epstein because the same spirit. And once you see that, the ghoul and al-ghul will never enter, and you could drink 10 shots. I do it if it's time. It won't affect my body. No.
Yeah.
No, it will not. I promise you. It won't. There will be no evil coming out of this heart because there isn't. You're a pure man. You don't want to be, so you got to find God, and you already know he's there. It's all here. Nothing else needs to be said. Just do the next step until you arrive, whoever brought you here.
Yeah.
Man, Fernando was coming to my mind the whole time I was talking to you. Talk to him. He's Cupid. Not the pedophile Cupid. The real Cupid.
What is the real Cupid?
That guy. Talk to him.
How?
Well, he's right there. Just talk to him. He'll minister to you. Talk to you. Okay? That's the real Cupid. Here. Okay? Man, it's a pleasure talking to you. It's really is.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. I really got some light again on some subjects. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.
From Jesus and from the Holy Spirit. I'm just here. I haven't said anything that is not in here, just so you understand, right? The teacher, the big bro is Jesus. And I'm a witness and one to testify to the piece that he said. And that's what you got. You understand? So all the things that he can do, you can do, and even greater. He's just waiting
100%.
for you. He's waiting for you to do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
We can say hell yeah. And the devil shakes when you say that.
Thank you, Arash. All the best.
Hey.
I'll definitely come back. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
We have Alfonso.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? Who's this?
Alfonso.
How you doing, brother?
Doing all right.
What's that? You should have given me more time for this. No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm ready. What's up, brother?
Not much. How you been?
Good. I'm going to see your face. I see your shoulder and your beard.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, where are you at? Are you in the California?
San Jose.
San Jose?
Yes, sir.
Dude, you know, I was going to say San Jose and double in my head say California to not be wrong. I knew you were in San Jose, man. I know that fucking tree and that sky.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Where are you at? What part of San Jose are you in right now?
Right now, I'm over here on the west side, right here on Winchester.
And what? Hey, come on, man. Hey, these guys know. You're about to speak my veins. Winchester and what?
Winchester and San Tomas Aquino.
Okay, hold on. Winchester, let's play. Hold
down
on,
the street.
don't say anything. Is your cross streets Winchester and San Tomas right now or no?
What was that?
Are you looking at Winchester and San Tomas? Is that where you are? Is that exactly where you are?
I'm in a shopping plaza. You know where Cinemax is at, the theater for Campbell?
Pruneyard? Where's that?
I'm not far away from Cadillac.
Oh, the Winchester, the Safeway and the 420.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, are you next to the 420 store? Are you next to the 420 store?
I'm a couple stores down from there. I'm at a fucking Rico's Tacos.
Can you walk in there? I know the person in there.
Can walk
Go,
over there,
go 420. Put me on with them. I probably know the person. That'll be great.
Camera. So where you switch this at?
Only if you can. If not, that's fine. Imagine them, the girl that told us our fucking she's Canadian, bro.
Way over there, and I'm over here.
Okay.
So,
okay, no worries. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just here, get grounded some food before I start work.
Okay.
But yeah, I follow your page on TikTok. I used to follow your page on IG, but I'm getting shadow banned, so I can't really, follow you at the moment.
I see.
But yeah, I love your content, and you got good information out there.
Mm-hmm. What? How are you? What's going on with you?
Right now, I'm just going the self growth. I just got out of a 10-year relationship.
Wow.
And, pretty much got lost in that, and now I'm just trying to rebuild the old me how I used to be, pretty much.
Okay. How's that going?
Actually, it's going pretty good. Just right now my parents bought a home in Sacramento, so I'm moving out there for the time being.
Okay.
So, can't complain. It's, right now just going back and forth from San Jose to Sacramento.
Right. Do you want to feel alive again?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeking.
You want to feel alive?
Yeah.
Right.
Like right now, I'm doing a whole bunch of programs, like financial stuff. And
they're no good. Those programs are no good. They're the devil. Okay?
Yeah.
They are. That's why you don't get better. So let me show you something, okay? Let me show you something. Sometime in your past, at some point, you took on the spirit of the woman. Okay? It could be anger, jealousy, greed, hatred. That's her. That's Eve. Since then, you've been struggling to find your manhood. That's why you don't feel alive. I want to feel alive again. Okay? But everywhere you move, now you're in the matrix because it's a curse. It's the curse of Eve. Okay? Literally. And you now have her curse in your soul, in your heart. It's in your heart. It's literally in your heart. Okay? And your mind has been taken by her, and your heart has been taken by her, and your body has been taken for her. For example, if you work out or you eat or you get tattoos, if she disagrees with that look, it's going to be a factor, not it's a tattoo because it's a testament to God, or I'm eating because thank you, God, for this food that I get to eat. And you're not, she is in the back of every positive, light decision that you make. That's the actual suffering. Now, to get out of it is possible. That's this Testament, New Testament man. However, just like this book, you have to recognize that you've been quite a sinner, even though you didn't want to be a sinner. And you've tried to control the sin, just like the last great man that was on, who was trying to control his alcoholism for so long, wasn't working, because that's a trap of the devil, right?
Oh,
and everywhere you move, you're going to get caught. That's the movie The Matrix. You can't see anymore what's taking place, but you know it's not real what's happening. It's just not you. It's like you're living somebody else's ideas. Somebody else's heart is in there. Somebody else's body. My goodness, a puppet for Satan, for the devil. And the devil will give you, give you what you want. He'll give you the job you want, the girl you want, the body you want, live in the house you want. He'll give P. Diddy everything P. Diddy wants, and all those other faggots, every one of them. And at some point, the day of judgment will come. As surely as the sun rises, it will come. When it comes, you'll understand what hell and damnation is. We're seeing the outside of P. Diddy. You don't want to be P. Diddy trying to sleep tonight without any kind of pills or medicine in you, bro. Oh my God. You're about to find out you fucked Meek Mill and that one, you fucked this, and you were with Satan, help me. Help me, Satan. Or turn to God. If you turn to God, he had to confess all his sins and we would know. And then he would be free. Then he would stand there and go, I'm ready now for any consequence that I should acquire. And then mankind would dish him whatever he needs. But mankind is evil. So he would never get a correct, he would never get a correct judgment, right? The devils are running everything.
Yeah, that's facts.
Now, if P. Diddy, with everything he's done, let's just say Epstein is still alive or not, and he killed girls and children and fucked babies. I just want to know, if Jesus was real and Epstein went up to him and dropped to his knees and said, I've sinned. This was wrong. I want to know God. How many people would think Jesus would say, no? That wouldn't be his message, right? You and I know if he was real, he would forgive, right? He would forgive, right? Yeah. Good. We know that about him. Thus, justice done properly is not for man to do unless he has a clean heart, right? And we know we get in the court system, it's over. Okay? You know, if you get into the hospital, you're dead. If you go, if the cop stops you, you're a criminal. It don't matter if you are or not. You just say it, right? Nobody should have fear when a cop turns on the lights behind him. He should be justice. He should be checking to make sure you don't need anything. Everything's okay. Did you know you were driving a little fast? Are you conscious, sir? Everything okay?
Yeah,
I noticed you were going 10. Yeah, I noticed you were going 10 miles over the speed limit. Is everything all right, brother? Oh man, I just got in a fight with my girlfriend. Hey, bro, listen, you're going 10 miles too fast where there's kids. Do you recognize that or not? Oh man, yeah. Okay, so listen, do you want me to drive behind you for a little bit? Do you want to take a break? Are you in a hurry somewhere? Don't rush, that's the devil. Wow, imagine a police officer with a good heart. Now, if that police officer walked up and you were evil, he would know it in the next breath that the person took. And he would be a man of justice. And he would never draw his gun, ever, 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 until it's time to shoot. And when it's time to shoot, he wouldn't say freeze. If I have to say freeze, drop the gun, it's not time to shoot yet. I can say it without a gun to your face. Right? When it's time to shoot, I'm going to shoot. If a bear is going to maul you, you're going to shoot. But if a man is holding a gun and you say to him, hey, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down. It's flawed. The whole thing is flawed, right? It's a matrix. So you're not going to feel any different until you clean your heart of your own sins. And that's not going to be easy. But I'm in Vegas and I'm always in San Jose. So come by whenever you want to come. Can you come to Vegas tomorrow for a day? Can you get in the car and drive here?
I'm going to be going to Vegas in June because I got to open my business. So I'm going to be out there for like a week. So maybe.
Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you in June when you get here. Come, hang out with us. No charge when you're here. Just call us up. Is that good?
Nice.
Yeah,
it's good.
Bro, you're good. Don't control your life right now. Just hear the truth. Keep showing up. Every day we're going to minister. If a question comes up, go. If you want any self-help, pick up the New Testament and read it. Don't try to make sense out of it. If you have a question, come and ask. I would like to answer it in front of everybody. Okay? And you're okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. For sure.
For
sure.
You know, yeah, especially with my girl that I was with for 10 years, I always try to suppress a lot of shit. Because, you know, I'm from Toronto, you know how street culture is over here in San Jose. So try to suppress all that shit.
It's Sammy of San Ho. Sammy of San Ho. He runs all those.
So,
Sammy de San Ho. Go look him up.
Change for her, and yeah, shit didn't work out the way it was planned, but yeah, that's part of the life of the journey, right? You gotta fucking understand how it works.
You got to
Sometimes it doesn't
understand
go
you.
the way
You
you
got to
think.
understand you. You got to know you to know you. You got to know your father.
Yeah.
Men that don't know their father don't know themselves. You need to know your holy father
No,
who gave birth to the other father.
That's the truth you're saying right there for sure.
That's the
I'm
truth.
not gonna lie.
It'll set you free. Exactly. You know, your earthly father failed with your mother. And so he never handled her demons. It transferred into him. Then he left her. And then she gave you her demons. And you were born out of sin, out of her womb, right? And this is where we are. We're in hell, brother. When you see it, you'll stop working for all those businesses. Start working for your soul to free it. When you do that, God will give you all the business you need, all the women you need. Let him provide. But you have to be able to have faith to sit and wait. It's the hardest thing to do. A man of faith, we were just talking. You have to endure. You know what endure means? Endure doesn't mean take the pain. It means sit and wait. When you're waiting in line at the post office, you have to endure, and you're not in pain. When you're waiting for your child to be born, you're not in pain, but you need to learn to endure like a man. Like this. Like this. When you're waiting for your sentencing from the judge, knowing he's the devil, you endure. Just like all the good men that were incriminated. But make sure you go in there with a clean heart. Then they can't touch you. They cannot touch you. They've taken all of Jesus' apostles and put them in jails and in fires. Nothing's happened to them. Nothing's happened to them. Okay? That's the light. That's the angels that God sent to you, that you have on you and around you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here talking.
Yeah, that everybody has. Every man.
Every man, just turn to the light. Look away from the darkness, and the angels are there. You can't worship two gods, it says in this book. The moment you look that way, God is still here. God, why did you turn your back on me? He never did. You turned your back on him. You turn your back on him because he's right there. The moment you repent, he's there. But it has to be true repentance. That means you have to give up all worldly desires. Not easy. Not easy if you're a girl.
Easy. Same thing with material too.
Yeah, it's material. Your job, anything you said, any goal you have is a girl. A man doesn't have a goal at all. He has no plans. He's natural. He's a lion walking in the jungle or a bear, but he's got the soul of God in him. So don't ever be afraid of any beast in any definition of the beast. In any definition of the word beast, it's junior to the Son of God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's right.
The amen of the exorcist. Hell yeah.
Right there. Sure.
You see how you feel right now?
I feel good.
That's the Holy Spirit. Nothing has changed in the outside conditions of your life. You now hold the light. So you can walk in peace today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Pleasure. Hey, man. I'm so glad that you're in San Jose right now.
Yeah.
My love for San Jose is so great.
Yes, it is.
Huh?
It sure is.
Oh, what a place that place is. If any place could build a man, it's San Jose, just so you know.
Fuck yeah. It's too expensive out here, but
place for you. It's a perfect place for you to be a stoic and a monk and a man of God. We all testify to that. We all live there. The only way to live in that over there, anywhere, is a stoic and a monk. But San Jose is good for that. It gives you a lot of opportunities, right? Vegas, once you get here, this is the battleground. So train over there. Come over here. I'll train you more. And together we'll go and we'll just spread the word to everybody. And then you'll get paid what you want. You'll get the most beautiful of devils girls because they'll come to you.
No, girls are devils. That's a fact.
Bro, he sends the finest ones to God's angels to ruin him.
No, that's
Right, Sultan? The stronger you are and you don't move, the more he sends them to you to make you move. And when you don't move, she just wants to fuck the shit out of your brains.
Yeah, no, I never had a women problem when I was younger. You know, you grew up Chicano, you start, doing things normally, selling drugs and shit like that, then the money just comes so easily. So then the women just block on you, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And
for sure.
Until I got with my ex, then kind of I fell off from that.
Hey, watch how many men say that when they come on.
Yeah,
and you know what they don't realize? That was the Judas of their life.
Yeah.
Remember Judas's fate? and Jesus's response to Judas. That's the code you have to follow. And then you'll be free of that Judas forever. No woman in my life, I've been with Electra, she's online 18 years. If she left right now and fucked him, they would be damned and I'd be okay. On everything I say that. You want this peace. And I would feel sorry for both of them.
Thanks.
And I knew they'd both come back repenting one day. For sure. And I knew I would forgive them. For sure. What?
Yes, that's how normally goes, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not your story. It's the devil's story that every man bought. That's why we all have the same exact problems. That's so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Some friends that suffer that way too, so I get to see through them and then my experience as well.
You're a Chicano. You're a warrior.
Straight up.
That's right. Now it's time to join the right team.
Exactly.
You represent all colors in this one. Because all colors are a spectrum of light. And if the rainbow fought it, it'll be a problem.
He ain't lying, man.
Hey, that's mankind. That's the word human. Hue is a word of light. When light takes form, it's a human. Right? And it takes the colors of light. Your Chicano, orange, purple, they all have their... God made that. So there's a purpose for you. And Satan takes your purpose and channels it into goals and, you know, Eve's goals, bro. Man doesn't care about business. He just has one thing to do. Be a good son. Your dad owns everything. Watch. You have no idea. When you let go, these guys will testify. It's just miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. You live in miracles, which is present time.
Yeah,
miracles
that's true.
bring you time.
That's what we try to, get the money so that we get the validation from these females, so.
That's a female. That's a female getting a purse or a shoe to get validation from other females. Women hate men. Because their men are being women. Because men are being women. Because women hate women. That's why they can't be friends.
Especially now, fuck yeah. There's a lot of,
Now is the time of the apocalypse. Now is the time of the judgment. Jesus has returned through many men. The light is here. You'll see it. It's very visible. When I look around, when you have it, you know it. It's in you. It's in you. It's in you. That was your Judas. Okay? That's your wake-up call. And you haven't seen hell yet. You're not suffering yet. When you suffer deeply, then you'll know what hell is, and then you never want to go back. Okay?
You do have a point.
Okay, bro. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Likewise, man.
Yeah, man. Stick around and talk to whoever brought you here. Okay?
Oh.
Okay, good. Next. Right on.
We have Duncan.
Duncan Donut.
It's been a privilege. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. Where's Duncan? All right, Rob. Salute.
Take care.
Take care, man. Okay, Duncan.
Hello.
Hey, man.
How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yes. What's going on? You don't want to have a camera today?
Huh?
You don't want a camera today?
Nah, not really.
Okay. All right. What's going
on? Nothing much. I'm just chilling at home, getting ready to do some work.
Uh-huh.
Gotta clean out the house.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then, so what's going on?
What do you mean?
I know what do you want to talk about. You just want to just chat or what?
I don't know.
So what does it feel like to be in such tight tension inside and feel suffocated? What does that feel like?
I don't know how to explain it, but
you feel it, right? You feel it? You feel it?
I mean, not right now. I'm perfectly fine, but I felt that quite a bit months ago.
Right. Right. And does that feeling, is that pretty consistent with you?
Every now and then.
Right.
And it was very consistent a couple months ago, though.
Right. Something with a woman?
No, I was homeless.
Oh, congratulations. I'm also homeless, but a little different. You're a spirit. Homeless spirit, your home is wherever you lay your head, okay? That is the truth. That is the truth, right? When you want to be homeless, when you look at the lease and you have to sign, which is put your sigil on paper to show your commitment, you must be dealing with the devil. Because the word of a man of God is his word. I have zero contracts with anybody here. The way we do business is so fluid that you could never make a business plan, and it works. Have you ever noticed when you had a plan, it failed? Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, there were a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed even when they succeeded, it caused more problems later?
There were a couple times.
Yeah, because that's what happens when you give your soul to achieve material, right? Because your goal and your plan would have to be material, because you can't have a plan with God because we don't know him. A man's job is to know God. He has no other jobs or careers. He doesn't have goals. Because once he knows God, he knows truth. Once he knows truth, he could sit in front of the world and invite them for conversation. And in that conversation, people should see what a man is. And a man doesn't need anything, doesn't want anything. It sounds almost too good to be true. And that's why you can't achieve it. Because it sounds too good to be true. However, that's actually your nature. If you didn't have the thoughts you had, if you didn't have the feelings inside your heart that are moving, and if they weren't combining, right, to run your life, you would have perfect peace, no matter what. And that's the truth. Yeah, exactly. And that's what you're seeking. Okay? That's what you're seeking. Now, you know, and I know that in your own life, there's been things that you've done, things you've been part of, things you've agreed to, things you shouldn't have agreed to, that every time you did, you know, it wasn't right. And they compiled on each other. That creates that suffocation feeling I was telling you. What's it like to be suffocated? To be hidden, to not be seen, to be afraid to be seen, right? So that even when you're seen, your voice doesn't represent you, represents the fears and doubts and insecurities in you. That's a woman. And you have to free your soul from the woman. And that's what this is. So all those problems you're having, they're not your problems. Okay?
Yep.
Do you believe that? Does that sound real to you?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay. Go on. What else? What do you say about that?
Huh?
What do you say about that? What I said? What do you think about that?
I don't know what to say.
Good. Okay, anything else?
No, not really.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Yep. You have a good one.
You too, brother. Okay, who's next?
We have Ali on from yesterday. I don't know if you want to speak, brother. Otherwise, the next guy would be
Prince Ali?
Yeah. Yes.
Prince Ali, mighty is he. Ali Ababa. Strong as 10 regular men. Mighty is he. Okay, whoever's next.
We have alumni Liam on. Liam, you want to talk? Or anybody else raise your hand?
Yeah, please, dude.
Ooh.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going well here. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good, thank you. Good. I had a question. I had a few questions. One was about the planning. When should you plan? When should you think ahead? And when should you, look into things and learn about things with the view of using that knowledge to help you in the future?
Knowledge is evil. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's why. Because the truth sounds crazy and the lies sound true. Okay, that's the problem. So knowledge is evil. We know that, but we don't know how or why because we resist it. Because knowledge is power. You need knowledge. You need to know. However, it's proven right now that the people in the colleges about science know nothing. We proved they know nothing about God, right? And we know that lawyers that study know nothing about what true law and justice is. They twist the words to try to make the guilty of like, well, that's has nothing to do with it, right? So those are the people with knowledge. We know that we'll go to the doctor, and if it's really serious, he'll say to you, you should get another opinion too. So he does all that with all that equipment to tell you, get another opinion. I'm not here for an opinion, asshole. Or he'll say to you, well, why don't you go take Tylenol, whatever the fuck it is, and see how it is in 3 days. If it's not better, come back, right? So all those people with all that knowledge are completely incapable of doing what they're studying, right? All the pickup artists have never had a real relationship. I know every single one of them. Not one of them has had a real relationship so far. And they are masters of knowledge of women. You see that? So knowledge is evil because everywhere you see it, the one with the most has the least truth about it, but the most words about it. The therapist is the worse off. The psychiatrist is psycho. The preacher is the devil. The judge is injustice. The doctor is the killer. And it's funny, we all know this. Yet we continue. The politician is the liar making the laws. Everybody in charge doesn't know anything about what they're in charge of. Got it? So when should a man plan? Okay, at 1 today, my girlfriend's gonna come pick me up. So I plan on leaving at 1. Okay? Then at 4 or 5, we're doing it again. 4, 5? 5. At 5, I plan on being here. Okay? Then at 8, like that's the plan. There's not even a plan to eat. When a man plans, he schedules the moments he's arriving at places because of his agreements. Any other plan would lead to disaster outside of that. Try planning what you're going to eat right now and then go eat it. And when the time comes, watch that situation. It's the wrong food later. It's the right food right now, but it's not in 4 hours. Right? You'll have some sort of mechanical, technical eating happening, and you're no longer eating at all. Right? Eating is done naturally. When the body's hungry, it knows what nutrients it needs, it eats it. It could be a fruit now, it could be a meat. It doesn't matter. So when you plan, you fail. Okay? And a natural man only plans logistics of his life. I got to take off these contact lenses so it doesn't stay in, shower at this time. Always willing to change it. Always. Right? So if my girlfriend's come at 1 and we're still talking at 1:20, then that changes because righteousness wins. But if they're sitting there and I'm being righteous and they have to wait, that's not righteousness anymore. You get what I'm saying? There has to be no plan on the truth.
Okay.
That's how a man plans. Now, a woman says, we're going to have a wedding in 10 months. I want these napkins, these forks, this dress. That person sits there. And every wedding is a disaster. It's the most evil place when you go to a wedding. Not one person is happy in that wedding. Not one person, including and especially the bride and the groom. They have the most anxiety. They're supposed to be at most peace. They found their soulmate. And they're going to show everyone their love together. And they're going to be joined in the presence of the community and God to go, what is all this shit going on? Right? It got so bad that you can come to Las Vegas and go get married right now. Right? Everything has been changed and planned incorrectly. But when you let go of the plan, have you ever thought to yourself, I've been with this girl for too long and it's time to have sex? If it goes any longer, she doesn't like me, or now, that's a plan. It's failed.
Okay.
Right? Because you had knowledge. Someone told you. How long has she been with you? She hasn't sex, she's using you. Now, it's no longer a natural relationship.
Because you're planning using the knowledge to
Someone told you how it's supposed to be. If you ever have sex, you have all this information about good sex, but it's never good sex, right? Both people are performing like a preacher. They're not having sex. You see how it works? You see that? That's a revelation.
I felt that. And I've always thought that was really weird. Like, it sounds really, really weird, but like, I'm just going to say it. So,
just say it because it's not you. It's a confession of a devil or a demon idea. So be free of it. It's not you.
It's like in my head. Have you seen that episode of Rick and Morty where
there you go.
Rick goes to a planet, and the whole planet is all the people are made like this one lady doing the collective consciousness for him.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but I like
he has set up this fantasy where he's like flying in on a plane and the audience is all filled with people who vaguely resemble his dad. And they're all going, "Go, son, go." I'm not saying that's my vision.
Yeah.
But you get some weird feeling like there's something saying, "Do this now, do that now." Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know.
Hey, what if I told you something was saying that and it was a demon? That would seem ridiculous. But if you
not
got
anymore
that,
because of the last few days.
Oh, not anymore.
It doesn't sound ridiculous now. Like I had a thought earlier today, and it came and I was like, it really chilled me because I thought,
boom,
like that's Satan.
Yes,
he's talking to me like he's my friend.
Yes. What's it like seeing that?
Kind of freeing and then really, really creepy.
Absolutely freeing and creepy. Yes. It is creepy. You've been taken over. And so is every other man. And every woman is taken over from her nature. Her nature is that. That's why it always transfers to women. Even if it's money, it's woman at the end of it. Even if it's career, it's woman at the end of it. Even if he wants to be a fighter, it's at the end of it. Every man must confess in his heart that he's worshiping the woman in some way or form. He's trying to be a woman. He's trying to be pretty. He's trying to have money. He's trying to have status. He walks around and says, "This is a $10,000 watch." A watch tells time. A watch tells time. And it should be elegant on a man. Right? It shouldn't look more important than anything else on his body at all. He's a walking miracle pointing to a rock on his hand. He is a walking miracle walking, and he's being missed because he has a fucking watch that's $1 million. $1 million is just paper, bro, or numbers now on a board or something. Who the fuck? Whatever is that? Whatever the fuck that is. That's a girl. She wants to be objectified, and you don't realize it because you're feeding her all the stuff that then she says, "Well, I just don't want to have sex." She wants to fuck you more than you ever wanted to fuck her. Ever. She is one sexual, promiscuous creature. But you don't know it. Why? Because she gave it to you so she could hide behind honor and beauty and all that shit. But you're being her, and she knows it, and she knows her soul really well, right? And that's why every man is being trampled on by women. Trampled. But right now you're not. You look freaking happy.
Yeah, feel pretty free and happy.
Yeah, that's the state of you. All the time. No matter what's happening on the outside. I know that sounds insane, but that's why people don't get it. Because they think that's crazy to be at peace. No, it's not. You are peace. God is peace.
Okay. I had another question.
Yes.
What do you think of having sex with women who've had the vaccine?
It's not about the vaccine or not. What do I think about having sex with women would be more important. And I think that having sex with women should be done when the woman wants to have sex with you. And that's it. If it's right. If she wants to have sex with you, it's wrong, don't do it. But it should never be something a man goes to get.
Yeah.
And then she could be vaccinated. She could have gerbils inside her asshole. It makes no difference. That's her body. That's her fucking disease in her. It's not what goes in the mouth, Jesus said, that defiles a man. It's what comes out of him. Because what comes out of him is through his heart. Right?
True.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. I teach people public speaking and pronunciation.
Yeah.
And one of the things that comes up a lot is people will feel like, kind of what we've just been saying about the planning thing. They say they need to think about what they need to say for an interview or whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have a lot of games and exercises and things to do to help them gain confidence. And then
What is confidence? What is confidence? Since you're going to help them gain it, what is that they're gaining with those techniques? Can you define what they gain after those techniques?
They know that when they start talking, they can trust that what they're saying, they're not going to say something really bad or really embarrassing that's going to, you know, be in total opposition to, because that's the problem. They want something. And so what I try and tell them is that they're attached to an outcome, and then everything they're trying to do to get to that outcome, they're being inauthentic, and the people are going to feel that when they're talking to them. So instead, they need to choose a different goal in mind when they're going into talk, but maybe that's wrong as well, because you shouldn't be.
What should their goal be? Well, let's find out. What should their goal be? If they had one goal, what goal would be wrong that maybe you've taught a student? Because a lot of people want to learn speaking too, right? Well, I'm a student now. What's an incorrect goal that you could give me that I could dialogue with you on?
Okay, so one goal I used to tell people was you should go and try to learn what you can from the people you're talking to, enjoy your time there, and whatever comes up in the conversation that you find interesting, that draws your attention, that's what you should focus on and try to build on.
So how do I do that if I'm nervous talking to them? Because I want to enjoy and listen, but something in me prevents that. That's why I'm coming to you. You're right. I would love to enjoy talking to them, listening to them, and find something to talk to. That is why I'm here. However, every time I go that direction, what do I do? All these thoughts and feelings come in. I want to do that. That's why I'm coming to you. So do you have any techniques I can do that with?
I would say, first of all, when you're there in the moment, there's things you can do beforehand, like practicing on your own in your room, practicing with people.
Well, what is it that I'm practicing in my room before I come? What is it? What would I be practicing?
So you might take a topic, like,
give me a topic.
The first exercise I do with people is start listing like a word, like glass, and then I might say shatter, shard, break, concrete, smack, floor, hard, and just try to release. And if you notice any, like,
what is it that I'm releasing?
The word.
I want to release the word glass, and I break it down into synonyms. Is that what it is? Or things that relate to it. Glass, clear, dirty, window, shatter. Is that Windex? Anything related to glass?
The word is, every word is like a stone, what I say, dropping into like water. Your mind is like water, and you want it to be flat, undisturbed. You don't want it to be churning. If you're thinking about what you're going to say,
how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that?
Yeah.
I say glass, break, shatter. Is that what you're telling me to do?
So say glass, and then just notice what comes up after you say glass, like any feelings, images.
A picture of a glass comes up when I say glass.
Right. Now, with your conscious mind looking at that picture of the glass that just came up, choose some detail about something about it, like it's flat, or it's in a pane, or it's clear.
It's flat, it's square, it's flat, it's see-through.
Now flat. Now let that word land. And what's coming up after flat?
Land, like earth. I see a flat plane.
Cool. So you're doing good.
Thank you. What am I doing good at?
You're allowing that impression to come up from your subconscious or wherever it is. And then your conscious mind is grabbing it and taking one detail, and then you put it out through the mouth. And it's the order. It's the order. A lot of people, they try to talk, they open their mouth because they're just trying to fill the silence of whatever, but they don't have any attachment to what they're saying. They're just trying to say stuff, but they don't know what that is or why they're talking.
Okay. So I'm here, it's to gain confidence right now. Do you believe that with this information that we just did, I'm now going to be more confident in the next speech I give, or no?
You personally?
I'm a
Probably
student
not.
right now. I'm a student right now.
Okay.
I'm a student that you teach. I'm a man who needs help in that. That's where this is.
Okay. Then you've seen a little bit more of how that mechanism works. And if you just keep practicing that, it's like just like a muscle. You're using the muscle in the right way. Like if I'm doing a bicep curl, I don't sort of like shake it when I'm pulling it up. I do it a certain way. I start at the bottom of the range of motion and then I move through it. And then I try to give as much attention.
I understand that. So are you saying that I should now practice that and that's going to give me confidence? Like when I'm driving or sitting, I think about a table, then I think what comes, a glass and fruit. Is that what I should practice to gain confidence? Is that what I just got from my coach?
When they ask you the question, then let the question land. What comes up naturally as a response, then with your conscious mind, hone in on some aspect, and then you can start passing it out. And then you're answering the question. And
Does that give me confidence? Does that give me confidence?
I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I mean, a lot of people say it does give them confidence because then they go, "Oh, yeah, I was doing that wrong. Now this works. It feels a lot better," and then they gain confidence.
Great. So that's a technique you give them to speak, right? Right. And so as you were speaking the technique out and you were explaining to me, at any point, did you also observe what everybody else observed, that, man, this shit ain't going to work? Did you ever notice that it wasn't really anything behind it and you were searching for something? Did you notice that or not? Or did you know, or is that sound like, whoa, really? Or did you notice that as you were saying it, it just seemed less and less like it was going to help me? Did you notice that or
not? It
not?
felt weak because it was coming out of my mouth.
For everybody, just so you know.
Yeah.
Did you know that everybody also?
Yeah, I could tell it was landing weak.
Well, why do you think that is? Because you're teaching me about confidence in speech, but as you're speaking, it's getting weaker. Right? Why do you think that is? And isn't that some kind of disorder or discrepancy in that doesn't make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to a master as well.
A master of what? A master of what?
Using language to transfer their inner experience.
So that master of language is asking you a question. Did you notice that it was getting weaker while you were teaching about confidence, and everybody saw that? That master of language is asking you that. Did you notice that?
Yes.
So that master of language then asks you, does that seem inconsistent if you're teaching confidence, but you're sounding less confident and everybody sees that? The master of language says, does that sound inconsistent to you?
Yeah.
Good. The master of language says to you, what do you think about that?
I mean, I want to get better. I want to improve, and I don't want to give people shit advice.
Right. So are you going to go use that technique to improve? The one you gave. You're going to go improve on sounding weak and unconfident in what you were saying. Are you going to use the technique you gave me to go improve that right now? Do you feel confident, which is what you're giving to the students, you said, and that's why I stopped this thing. Do you feel confident that you can go away and use the technique you did and come back and then speak again, and that you will come across more confident? Do you have confidence in that?
Like if I go and use that to practice to build the confidence.
You can go for 2 weeks and come back. You tell me how much time you need and you come back and we speak again. Do you have confidence that you'll come back and you'll sound and be more confident to everybody watching, your students? Do you trust
just
that?
off that technique now?
Oh, okay. But that's the technique you gave me. So what technique would you use then now to go back? Because right now you sounded to yourself and everybody weak and not confident. So now you're going to go fix that. What technique would you use now?
I would practice just talking by myself, recording it, watching it back, listening, looking at some of the wording, and as I'm talking, just how does it feel what I'm saying? Does it make me feel like I'm accurately portraying myself, or does it feel in conflict? And what sort of parts of my character are coming out of me right now that I don't like, that I could
And then
actually
when you see that on video, what's the next step?
To, as I'm aware of that, take that into my awareness, and then when I'm just going about my daily life, if I notice it coming up, to try to track what it is coming from and what started it.
And then when you notice that, then what happened? Then what do you do?
Normally it tends to just go away, whatever that thing was. Like, the more I observe it, I can sort of detach from it, and then when certain things happen, then it's just kind of like, it's like I've already seen it before, and it comes in and it just goes, and it doesn't activate anything in me.
That's the process. You're watching it now. But that's not a technique you give anybody. You're right. If you watch where you're being foolish and don't try to fix it, then you're going to go the route you're going. But any technique, we just saw how ridiculous it sounded. Even the second one that you said sounded just as ridiculous, and we all knew it. Did you know that? Did you know you said going watching yourself and doing that sounded to the outside the same exact energy as the other one, that we thought, well, that's bullshit too. Did you know that? That's what happened out here? Outside of your head, that's what everybody saw. Do you know that?
Yeah, like as I'm saying it, it's like the words, I'm saying them and they're going into the microphone, and then I can feel them just sort of going into the air and just going like...
Because there's no substance behind it. You haven't spoken one word of truth yet that you know. So what's it like knowing that you're coaching men on something that you actually have no idea about? What's that money like when you get their money? When you get their money, right? What's it feel like that you are a hypocrite? But you're not, right? But you're not. It's obvious to us that you're not. Your soul's not a hypocrite. It's obvious to you're not a liar or a cheat. It's also obvious to us that you don't know what you're teaching. So what's it like knowing that? Remember when Jesus came back, he told the Pharisees, you hypocrites. You hypocrites. That was a big word for him. Right? And then he let them be hypocrites. And he told his disciples, let them do their thing. And we're going to do our thing. But they're hypocrites. They're going to have their judgment. The judgment is already laid upon you by the entire world when you speak. Right? You're a man who teaches confidence but doesn't have it. Teaches speech but doesn't know how to speak. It's not that you don't. You have ideas about it that you're expounding, which is the devil, which you saw earlier, the voice, right? So the way out is what I'm showing you through this book, the New Testament, the Holy Bible. And the proof is just right there. Now, on the other side, this guy was and is a master of speech and communication, whatever. However, there's zero technique right now being done here. But the opposite of what you did is happening. Confidence and everything that you want to give it to a student, not only is happening here naturally, but the person speaking to him and everybody else, every time he speaks, they gain confidence in themselves without giving them one technique, right? Do you observe this to be true also?
Yeah.
So you're on the wrong path. That's all I got to tell you. You're the right guy on the wrong path. And that's why you're here. Because you are going to teach men exactly that, how to be confident. Everybody is doing God's work for Satan. That's what I recognize about men. Women, I haven't even got into yet. This body still has to overcome many more things with women, not lust anymore. But it has to create a natural relationship with the women in its life. That's not going to happen just because he's natural. It's going through it. So it's happening, and it's going to keep getting better and better and better. But it's the same process that you're on. Exactly. It's not a process. It's the same thing that's happening with you. It's happening here. Okay? And that's why you can do all the things this man can do and even greater. So he doesn't go around teaching confidence, but maybe you're the one that teaches, because there's preachers and there's teachers and there's people that prophesize, there's healers. The light goes through every man. And men do need to learn how to be confident, but they have to have the right path and the truth. So you're going to keep doing what you're doing if it's the right thing for you, but you're going to do it for the good guys. And then when you do it for the good guys, every time you speak, the confidence comes up. And you won't have a technique because each person is different. I don't have a technique here right now. I have a path, a narrow, straight path that I put everybody on. And the path, by walking that path, it clears up anything that made him not confident or insecure, right?
And
And you are
give
speaking to a master of language. The master of language will tell you that it doesn't work. That's why he no longer teaches. The master of language is not teaching here. But the true master of masters is teaching here now. And that was the title for Arash Dibazar that other people gave him, right? It's true. I wanted to say something about the story of Jesus that was revealed to me, just for everybody who knows this story. Because one thing that when I was studying the occult, they say that this character, Jesus, was also Ra, and they go through time. Also, Ra was born, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever seen that? There's a video that shows how Jesus as an archetype has gone through time, right? He's been a lot. This is for those who have the ears to hear, okay? Because one of the things that happens, Jesus is a symbol for the sun, they say, the actual sun up there. That's incorrect. And that all the apostles are the zodiac signs, and it's in there. That's also incorrect. It's true in the sense that in the moment, the truth is visible all the time. As within, so without. Yes, it's true that the apostles can also be seen in the zodiac sign. It's true that Jesus can be seen as a symbol in the sun, but God is not a symbol, okay? And so Jesus, they say, is the sun in the middle of the zodiac, and that when you read the Bible, you should read it like it's a zodiac thing, because sun goes down for 3 days, then it rises again, and the star, everything in the Bible can actually be said from astrology. And this guy knows it enough to be able to speak to any scholar about it, okay? Now, let me show you what was revealed to me today, just walking. Again, their words are true, but they don't know the meaning of what they're saying. Yes, Jesus, what you know of Jesus, has been around in Egypt in the form of whatever they said, and in Babylon as a form of whatever they said. It's right. That's right, because the manifestation of pure light will always have those qualities, right? But it's not a myth. It's that when the light enters through a man, he displays all the qualities that will be symbolized by the sun, followed by 12 apostles, right? It's happening here too. Yes, Jesus as an archetype, because he's not an archetype, but as a symbol, has been through time. And it's been every time the world needs it. Because God never forgot about man, man forgot about God, right? And he comes around in the same format so you could recognize him. That's exactly why. Okay? So yes, they're right. Jesus as an archetype is the sun, and that's true. And he's been around, and he was also Ra, and he was also Mithra, and all that. He's been everybody. He's been fucking Rama, whatever, all the fucking names of all the different times and religions, yes. But they also agree that he has had the same qualities every time. What's wrong with that? Now, if you think Jesus is a guy walking and not the light, and that was a body that he demonstrated he wasn't, that he was a spirit in the body, then I would expect if the spirit to show up, to stay consistently the same truth, no matter what body, no matter what time, no matter what pyramid or what are these pyramids here? There's a pyramid here, the casinos. There's an actual pyramid, but it's in black, properly done. If you want to taste evil today, walk through Luxor. Just walk through and walk out. I give you my word. You'll know why it's a black pyramid in the middle of Vegas. You will know the moment you get near it. As you walk in it, please just take, for the apostles, at some point grab each other and walk through, spend 10 minutes in there and walk out and just be silent. It's amazing. It's all there. There's a black pyramid here. There's a black pyramid here. You walk into it and see what happens. Okay? But then all of them have souls. Thor is here too. And when you go into his building, did you know there's no slot machines in the bottom? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that there's a hotel here that competes with all the hotels with no gambling in it? You walk in to the same hotel that competes with all of them. There's a reception to the left and a beautiful restaurant to the right. Then you walk into the elevators. From the elevators, you go into your room. If you ever go down, your choices are lobby, restaurant, outside. And it's still functioning and winning. Isn't that amazing? That's the light. It's everywhere. It's everywhere because it's God's code. But the devil's words make you lost in the words. That's why when you speak, the more you speak, the less you know. It's obvious. And it just sounds phony. And if I told you to give an hour-long speech on it, by 30 minutes, everybody slept, left, or on their phones. But not ministering like these guys are sexting something else. Okay. What do you think?
Man, that's crazy. I mean, I want to know what I should do with my coaching and what I can tell them, because I tell them now, ultimately, you don't want to think of what it is you're going to say.
Right. How are they going to do that?
But, and then I go into like the techniques and blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's the opposite, hypocrite.
To try help them get to, like, by the end of the lesson, that's what they're doing. They're not thinking.
You got it. You see that, right?
Stepping stones.
You see that. So just do the righteous act. It would be better to. It would be better to work at McDonald's and do a good job of it and deliver exactly what you're getting paid for, than to get paid for something that you can't deliver. And you know that.
I do deliver though, because they get better. They improve their pronunciation. Yeah, people can understand them more. They're able to get friends.
Do they get what they came for?
Most of them, yeah,
you
yeah.
Know it, you know
it.
Don't, so if they get what they came for, it would have to be given to them by someone who has it, don't you think? How can I give you $5 if I don't have $5?
But I do give them what I have.
$5, you have to go sell it. But now you got to go find a customer for $5. But you came, and I didn't give you $5, right? You still have to go do something to get the $5. So you know the truth. You know if it's right. You know if it's wrong. I don't know if it's right or wrong for you. Whatever you're doing, once you see the truth, you'll see why it's so difficult to get out of it, because there's going to be an attachment either to the money or the status of your students. It's going to be so hard to confess. Now, try being Arash Dibazar, and in one moment coming and saying, I'm teaching Christ, we're doing the business differently. Anybody can leave, everybody can leave. I don't want anything from you. That's a much bigger business structure to have to worry about. You get it? Than what you've created so far. He has a bigger audience, bigger name, all that stuff. And the truth speaks for itself. Now, since that's happened, I've had zero attention on money. And I have more of it than I've ever had in the accounts. My accounts are always zero. I'm trying to zero them. They're not zeroing. They keep going up. Literally. Are you getting paid more than you ever have?
Yes.
All right. So are other people here. Others too. By Tuesday, another person will vouch that they got paid more in 1 week than they did in a year. I promise you, by Monday morning staff meeting, there'll be another person sitting here going, I'll say, how much did you make this week for you? For him, for me? How much did you make in the last year? What was your schedule on this one? What was the, and you go, whoa. But you have to have faith. That's what faith is. So Jesus said, ye of little faith. If you had enough faith, you tell the mountain to move, it would move. You would tell your student about confidence, and they would be confident. Because you would have it. And that's the truth, and you know it, and everybody knows it, and now you see it. Don't rush it. Rushing is the devil. Don't change anything. Your next appointment with your student, go there and watch.
Go where? Sorry.
Your next appointment with your next student, whatever it is, lecture, one-on-one, don't cancel, don't change it. Go there and be aware as you're speaking. Watch what happens. Keep going. Keep doing what is being done already consciously.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
You're more than okay, bro. You're great.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
For sure. 100%. Same word that has not uttered a lie. You are more than okay. You're perfect. You're on the right path. So don't do anything. Keep observing. And we're here till 1. We're here tomorrow. And are you in the United States or no?
I'm in the UK.
Okay. Well, when you come to Vegas, come visit.
Cool, man. Will do.
Okay? Hell yeah. Man, what a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's 12:17. I end at 1, and it's been time this year. Okay? Let's keep going.
Okay, we have Andre Alonso. Are you ready?
Yes, man, I was born ready.
Right on. Let's
Good
go.
morning. Good morning, ACD. Greetings from Panama City, man.
From where?
Panama City.
Good morning to Panama City from AZD.
Yes, man. It's been really a good stream. Like I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I have some questions for you about spontaneity, confidence, and fearlessness, because I am.
Hold on. Let's stop right there. And let me just tell you what Jesus said, because his words were better than any word any prophet ever said or any man ever held the truth on spontaneity. Because Arash Dibazar was on a mission to achieve that in martial arts. On a mission to achieve that. Like he knew the truth, right? But no word could take the curse off his soul, except these are the exact words for spontaneity. Ready? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, said Jesus. The definition of spontaneity. When you know that, any other thing, we'll talk about it, but I just want you to know the pure syntax. When your left hand doesn't know what your right hand is doing, that's it. Okay, now, let's talk about spontaneity. That's the truth of it. Now, what do you want to know about it, or let's dialogue about it?
Well, I'm a firm believer in getting my base, as in my knowledge, right. Right now that I'm kind of young. I'm 19 years old.
Okay.
So I'm giving myself 3 months to try and develop spontaneity, fearlessness, and confidence.
So and where did you come up with the 3-month plan?
It's just that this summer semester, I'll be going back to my home country, and I want to retreat. I want to do
But how do you
all
know?
things
What if it doesn't
necessary.
happen? What if it doesn't happen in 3 months? Then what happens? Now it's 3 months, and you're given time for spontaneity, and it hasn't happened. What happens next?
I do not plan for failure, man. I just plan for success, and I'm a firm believer that 3 months is more than enough.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so what's your question now on it?
Okay, I know that spontaneity comes from not being in fear, or not thinking about the outcome of things, being careless.
Okay.
So, how does one develop that in his life?
Okay. If I have to develop it, it wouldn't be spontaneous suddenly.
But I mean, is there an exercise or something that one can do repetitively to train it like a muscle?
Right. But the moment that I do that, my left hand knows what my right hand is doing. So something inside mechanism, right, is aware, my right hand's aware, that I'm doing that to be spontaneous. Right? Now, I told you the perfect
I now get it.
You understand? So how does one achieve spontaneity? Okay? There was one man that had pure before Jesus. It was Adam. Adam and Eve. That's the story of, I'm only going off of this, okay? So Adam was a true natural man. He didn't even know he was naked. Have you ever been naked in front of a girl?
Yes.
What does that feel like? Like you're a girl, ashamed. You're worried about dick size and belly size and hair on here and hair on there, right? That's a girl.
Right.
Right. So Adam didn't have that until Eve ate the apple and came and said, cover yourself. And he covered himself. That's knowledge. At that moment, he was no longer responding to God, because God came, where's Adam? And Adam's hiding. So what are you hiding for? And he walks out, he says, what's that? That's not spontaneity. What is that? Oh, Eve told me, where did you get that idea? Where did you get the idea to cover yourself? From the snake. The snake had you eat the knowledge, so now you knew you were naked, but there was nothing wrong with you being naked. That's what you didn't get. I created you like that. I had a plan, right? He had his own plan to be me. So he gave you the knowledge so you would know you're naked. I made you naked. It wasn't shameful. You and Adam didn't even know you were naked a second ago. You were naturally around Adam doing what the fuck Adam does. You're following Adam. I made you for him. Remember? I made him first. He was alone. I took his rib. I made you. You came out of him. He came out of me. Okay? You came out of him. He came out of me. Now watch this. Adam, why did you eat the apple? Well, Eve gave it to me. All right, then. For the rest of your life, go now suffer. All right? With her. She's your God now. And all your children are going to be born out of that. And they're going to have her nature now. You're all going to suffer forever. All right? Now, I'm going to show you the way out. Okay? But remember, you disobeyed me. Now, if you've ever had a real earthly father who had some sense of that, I did. That's actually how he acts. You got a tattoo? I told you not to get a tattoo. You're 18. Don't come home tonight. My first tattoo. My mom maneuvering, my grandma maneuvering, me packing my shit, going to the martial arts school. I'll just sleep here. Fine. But don't be all a bitch about it. You're being your mom. You're punishing your dad and everybody else. Fine. No, it could be fine. You're right, Dad. I'm 18 now. I made my own decision. I'm now going to go and be my man. You're right. Okay, but it wasn't that. Then I sneak back in around 2 or 3 a.m. and doors open. I go in my room and sleep. Okay? My father doesn't punish me the next day. He just lives his life. I want to talk to him, but I'm afraid of him, so I have to dodge my father for a while. So I go to my mother. First, I go to my grandma. And my grandma kisses my tattoo, which has a cover on it, because when you get a tattoo, you cover it, right? My first tattoo is this one. She kisses it, and I feel good. Thank you, Grandma. Right? Then my mom accepts it, but my dad gave his word. To this day, my dad doesn't like my tattoos. That's a father. But he forgave his son because his son became righteous. Now he's invited to watch his son in tank top, finally. We get it? But a father, a real father, just says, this is the rule, okay? And you can always come home, but this is my house. That's what a father says, right? He doesn't say it like this. My house, my rules. He clearly states, get out. You see that? So that's Heavenly Father is the real father. He says the same thing to Adam. All right, get out. Now, if you want to come back, fix what you fucked up and you can come back. You can't fix it, I'll come down and take flesh. I'll walk through and show you how to do it. I'll have people witness it. They'll also have this light so they can perform miracles. And I'm going to go back and I'll be back to judge you. Now, you sit here right now in judgment. Believe it or not. But pure judgment. And the judgment is simple. Okay? Give me a second. We're going to take a second.
All right, man.
The judgment is that you are worshiping things like money and women and status. And the judgment is that you're a sinner because of that. Now, how do you feel about that? Is that true or false?
That's true. All
Excellent.
worldly desires lead
Excellent.
to inevitably
Right.
pain and suffering.
So that this is the judgment. You're right. Now, after the judgment comes, repent and become of the spirit and not the flesh, right? That's the only way out. For you to be truly spontaneous, you have to be the son of God like Adam and not give what you said it, careless, carefree, carefree. Don't care less. You're free of care because you're taken care of. Now, if you want to go take care of yourself, son, and you don't want to live in this house anymore, in that room, right? Then go and work and get your own home. And that's fine. That's fine. If you keep your father's rules, when you go, you'll succeed like your father did with his mother and you. Right? And then you leave the house at 18 differently. You're told you're about to be 18. If you're going to get a tattoo, I don't approve. Should you get a tattoo? Don't come home tonight, son. Yes, father. You're right. Where's our son? He got a tattoo today. He's not coming home? No. He's a man now. He's made his choice. You see that? Now I don't have to cover my tattoo. I still would, off of a different reason. You see that? But it would be out of what? Fear of my dad properly, because I don't want to disappoint him. Not because I'm afraid he's going to beat me or take the house away from me. I'm a fucking man. So you're going to have to, so you're going to have to become truly spontaneous, right? You're going to have to recognize that all that was true, or in 3 months, come back. Be here the whole time, right? But in 3 months or 4 months or 10 months, let's see where it's gone. Meanwhile, keep observing spontaneous everything on this show every day and compare, okay? Because this man is spontaneous.
Hey man, that's been truly the advice, man. Amen, truly. When
That's
it
right.
comes to, man, I have another question.
Yes.
When it comes to eloquence, when it comes to being able to speak freely as you are,
yes,
I wanted to ask you, how does one develop that?
by knowing that there's a God and that's the Father, and that you're his son, and you are, once you know that to be true, and that he's been taking care of you your whole life, you haven't done anything. All your plans have failed. They never reach the right time. When they do, they are disastrous, like the apostle last night who had a girl show up. I don't know if you heard all that. It just becomes a fucking disaster. When you get the girl you want and not the one given to you, she'll ruin your life, right? She'll ruin your life. When you get the job you want, it steals your soul. It's the job I really want. I can't now do this. I can't do that. I can't. And normally, what can't you do? The thing you want to do, which is righteous, but the job has your soul now. Now you're a manager. Now you're a grand manager. Now you're the owner. Now you're the owner of the world. Now there's another country. Bro, that's greed. That's a woman. Go buy her 10-house mansion. Just make sure it's the biggest one in the neighborhood. Make sure she doesn't watch Instagram or TV, because she'll come back and say, there's just so many rooms. I thought you wanted 10 rooms. I know, but it's like, it would be better if there was just like maybe a roller coaster. Because then there would be kids here. And I don't want to have this whole space and not use it. So then she starts a charity to get a roller coaster in there. And her friends come over and they say, she's little, and then that bitch goes to her man and goes, you know, Jenny and them are like really helping the community. And we have all this money. She wants a roller coaster, right? So she comes back and says, you know what? My husband, he's putting together Disneyland. It just goes on forever. You're playing that game. But a man would just laugh at her. She'll say, well, she'll never say we have 10 rooms for free, because every room should be filled. Otherwise, why is it there? Why is a room empty in a house? Why is there rooms that are not being used? I don't understand. What are you doing with it? It's crazy. Why do you have cars you don't use? Clothes you don't wear? Food you don't eat? Just sounds stupid. And then complain about money. When you have all these things you don't use and you buy more of it, right? It's insane. Have you seen women? It's their disease. It's Eve. She wanted more. She wasn't satisfied with what everything except don't eat the apple. I'm gonna eat the apple. Okay. Here we are.
Yeah, man. Truly, I
yeah,
know I've been trying my best to get rid of all my desires.
Exactly.
Because I know they stem from a false need
Yes.
of validation, of status, of whatever. But
that's a woman.
That's right.
And you're not a woman, you're a man. You're a man.
Don't you think there could be a balance, as in one reaching success and at the same time being careless enough to have it not affect you in your thoughts?
How can I be careless when I have 3 months to get something done? I have to be careful to get it done. I can't do it. You plan to fail, not to succeed. A plan is failure. A plan, you know what the greatest strategist will tell you? Your opponent shouldn't know your plans. Every coach will tell you that. Well, they can never know our plans. Even if we played basketball, this would be the greatest basketball team if we took it there, right? Everybody would know what the goal of the team is. Everybody would know that there's no ego, and everybody would know that there's no emotion. And everybody would know we're dealing with a bunch of girls on the other team. So we just trigger them. If you could be triggered, you should not be holding a trigger. That's for sure, right? Any man who could be triggered should not have anything that has a trigger on it. Isn't that true? You don't want that around you and your family, right? Fuck that. Only a man with no triggers can hold any trigger in his hand. But if you could trigger me from the outside, just make sure there's nothing in my hands. Because I'll justify it. You're a bad person. You know what I mean? You're a bad person. You hurt me and my family, and let's go to war now. Okay? But you also have a trigger, and you also have a gun. So I got to get you before you get me. So truth never stands a chance to find out why we're in conflict when we're both good people. You want the best, I want the best. You don't want to hurt your family, I don't. You want to love a woman, so do I. You want to leave peacefully. Why are we war? Why are we fighting? How could you ever take anything from me? What is mine that you could take from me? A girl? You know it's not mine. What? My body? We know we're all dying. I don't own anything. You don't own anything. We're homeless spirits. Our home is wherever we live. That's spontaneous. So nice to talk about this stuff, huh?
Yes. One last question, man.
Yeah.
I've been doing research too on enlightenment and what's called the left-hand path and the right-hand path. And what I've come to the conclusion of is that
good.
It's much faster to go the left-hand path, right? As in just surrender all desire to just appreciate living in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But me as a person, I want to be successful.
And what is success to you?
Success to me looks as a family, having a wife and children, being at peace.
That one. Because a lot of people have a family and wife and children and they're not successful, right? Would you agree?
Right.
Because the guy's fucked up, the woman's fucked up, the kid's fucked up. So that can't be success. But you said you want to have peace. Now, how are you going to get peace? Because I agree.
I believe that to get peace, I just have to dissolve all of my desires that are not true.
And which desire is a true desire? How are you going to find that?
Well, I would say that my one truest desire is to serve my people, to serve my neighbors, to help them.
Beautiful. Love the neighbor as thyself. Okay. So, and how are you going to do that? How are you going to serve them?
So I see riches as a means to helping other people.
You see what as a means?
Riches, as in money, success, and
Yes. Would you say that during this last whatever amount of hours you've been on, that you've received the type of help you would like to give to the people you love? That's the peace you're feeling. Would you say that you've achieved or you've experienced that in this last conversation and before today?
Yes, I would say that I'm more knowledgeable.
More peace. No, peace, right? We're talking about peace. Would you say you're more at peace right now than before?
Yes, I would.
Good. Now, do you know that no money was exchanged between you and I? Because riches is what you're trying to give that to people. But you and I have not had any money exchanged yet.
Okay, I now see it. So by just trying to get peace to people, that's how we help them.
But you have to have it first. You have to have it.
Okay.
Because there's going to be people that are aligned, they've already been aligned, that are very, very wealthy, people around here. Okay, but they don't have the peace. You want to give them peace, not money, right? Money just, the richest people are the most messed up people, just so you know. They've had to compromise their soul so many times for that money, and the money became their God, right? And if you ever want to see a greedy person, look at a rich person. You know what I'm saying? So it's not money. Man. You want peace, and peace is found by this person through this book and Jesus the Way, all that. That's why we're here. You want to give this to them? No money's been exchanged. Now, once you have this, and then you have the money, now the money will bring peace for sure. Because anything you do will bring peace. If you offer a fruit, it'll bring peace. It won't be because you should offer, because it's a polite thing to do, because that person's sad, that person was looking at your food. None of that is when you offer anything. You offer out of peace, out of love, everything. So because it's being offered from the kingdom of heaven, which is peace and love. Anytime it's offered, if it's truly from there, it should have the results of healing at the end of it. And money is just an object. It doesn't have that power, but you holding that money, you would have that power once you have the peace, which comes through the New Testament, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and God. You have to align directly with that and nothing else. It's not this way, it's this way. You're going this way, you got to go this way. You're going 3 months and a business and a family, you got to go straight up. And then that, the other line of the cross, will work for you in the plan you were given. You can't find your purpose if you keep looking for a purpose in something. You got to sit down and find out what you're here for. But if you change anything about you, the way you were created, then you don't know your purpose. And since mom and dad failed at showing you God was real, because you would have seen it in them, now it's your job. So you have to bear that cross. Like Jesus did.
Correct, man. Thank you so much.
Walk with the cross and get crucified. Okay, so now just do the next step here. Because the next step here will be on the narrow path. And when it's not, if it's not, everybody will know it because it's being exposed every second to the world. I'll be here again tomorrow.
All right, man. I'll try to attain peace.
Yeah, don't try to attain it, right? Just keep observing the truth because you're observing lies. Turn away from the dark. You know how you said the left-hand path? The definition of that is the dark path, just so you know. And it's not, and I have 2 people here who will help you see the truth of that when it's time to talk to them. But it's not the left, it's not the right, it's the pendulum stays in the middle. It's not the past, it's not the future, it's present time. It's not fasting or praying, it's staying silent. So they're all saying the same thing, right? It's not the yin or the yang, it's the one that unifies them, Lao Tzu. And we can go everywhere, and the light speaks the same language through all of them. The left-hand side is trying to get you that through wrong words. The right-hand side is also as bad as the left-hand side because you can't know what your left or right hand is doing. You have to stay in the middle to see what it is for you. But if you have goals that other people, counselors, and what's your career and what job are you going to get and how are you going to get it? I don't know who I am yet. Don't ask me yet. I haven't been silent enough to find out what the heck is going on. Right? Be silent.
All right, man.
Okay, bro. Pleasure talking to you. Clock time, 20 minutes left, guys.
Sir, we have.
Hey, man. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
All right, for sure. George.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
George Kopa.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we have a celebrity in the house.
A celebrity? I don't think
that's
so.
A celebrity. Everybody knows that's a celebrity. That's a professional fighter. What's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Hey.
I do have a question. I mean, I'm loving the conversation. I'm loving everything. So many realization happening.
Yeah.
My question is this: how do you start to believe in God?
That's such a great question, man. As Arash Dibazar, I always believed in God. And you would know that if you've known me, you've known me. It was always, you know, it's tattooed on the forehead. God is not a belief. Santa Claus is a belief. Tooth Fairy is a belief. God is not a belief. So you don't believe in him, but when you know him, you can easily believe in him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, it doesn't, you don't believe in him and know him. You know him. And the way you know him is you're going to have to explain somehow in a way that makes sense to everybody who can observe who created you and this stuff around us. We can't answer that, but we can answer with one word that should shut everybody up: God. And then if they say, how do you know God? I say, well, if God exists, God is good. If God is good, then the man who knows God must be in peace and perfect harmony and love. Okay, so now here I'm to testify, right? So I don't want you to believe in God. I want you to watch what happens when someone you've known for many years, we've admired each other on many levels, you know that? That guy, your brother, who now ends up really being your older brother, for real, okay? He's here to tell you, right? He's here to tell you and testify God is real, okay? Every time I say that, you guys think Israel or not? God is real, right? I'm telling you that, okay? I'm testifying. These people are witnessing this and will also testify. Not all of them, but some of them, and more, right? Now you're faced with an observation and not a belief. And the reason why this is happening is the same reason why Arash Dibazar invited the whole world to see if he was truly able to do what he did with women or not. And he proved it. Now, here he is to show that the Holy Spirit is real, Jesus is real, God is real. And we're going to go through the same thing that we did in game, but we're now going to look at God. Okay? So I don't want you to believe in it. I want you to keep observing it, the peace you're getting, where it's coming from this man, where he's pointing to. And then, you've come around, so come around again. And then you have, something is not going to make sense. And that moment, I don't want you to believe in God, right? I want you to know God, and that won't make sense yet. But that moment where it's like, okay, all right, I tried everything, and you're still whooping my ass in everything you do. But you're doing it effortlessly, and you seem like you're at peace no matter what happens. Good, that's me. At that moment, you won't believe in God, but you'll be, frozen. Can you? It looks like we're frozen if you guys are watching.
I can hear you. I think we're back.
We're back.
Okay, so at that moment, when you observe enough of that, where no longer it makes sense what's happening around because you bought a lie and an illusion, just like Arash did, you're going to be faced with a moment right here. Okay? At that moment, ready? You're going to want to know God for real. Then everything will change. You'll be like, okay, I've witnessed it. I've seen it. I've seen miracles. It's in it. It's happening every time. What? I want to know God. Bam. Now is the first time when nothing, martial arts story. Student walks next to a master and says, and the master has the light because he's able to do all the things that the student can't do. There was the greatest archer that ever lived. He could pierce the arrow, boom, boom, boom. Oh, never missed, never missed. Everybody celebrated him. Then one day, a wandering monk was walking by and he saw this archer showing off. Everybody, he's saying, it's this, you close your eyes, you don't think, he's saying everything right. He's read all the books. He's got the skill nobody can do. The monk looks at him and he starts laughing. The guy's got an ego. What are you laughing at? He says, that's good, but it's not perfect. Oh yeah, you shoot. No, not me. Okay, but you should meet somebody. Oh yeah, I'll show him now. I'm going over there. Follow me. Let's go. Him and his. They go. Little hut. Master walks out. Old man. Hey, good greeting, the way we would. There's a whole bunch of people there. The master greets everybody. Doesn't, who are they? What are they doing? Whatever. The archer comes up and says, this old man? This old man said, yeah. And something happens where these two are going to now face off in front of everybody. He challenges the master. The master says, okay, let's do this. Let's walk to this edge. And it's a big cliff. And there's a tree that's fallen like this. Connects this to this. Giant drop. They get to the edge of it. And the master says, okay, we're going to go to the middle of that. And then we're going to shoot a bird. Okay? Okay, all right. Everybody watches. This guy gets on. Whoa, if you've ever walked that. Okay? He then starts to move there and sets up. And finally, he's ready. Aims. Boom, bird goes down. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't miss. Big smile. Gets back. Crawls back. Everyone claps. Doesn't miss anything. Right? And he looks at the master. Suddenly the master runs, jumps, lands with nothing in his hand, goes like this and goes like this with his hand. All the birds drop. And he comes back and he looks at the guy. He says, when you could shoot the arrow without the bow, come talk to me. And he goes and sits down. Okay? You have to get to the point where you're so good. And then Ryan Garcia comes and humiliates you in a boxing match. You see the match?
Yeah.
That's how you play with Satan. Okay? Whoops his ass and goes away. And now no one can make sense out of it. Because right until then, they're going to ridicule him. Now they got to face that he won and it's nowhere in the news. If he had lost, he'd be all over the news. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
That he's a liar. But he won and he said, next, I'm going to save the children. That was his speech. What I'm going to do next is save the children. I haven't been lying. We're going to go. You get it? Then he's in front of the president. Watch them shadowboxing in front of the president. Right? And he's just like, taking a picture. Moving on. Right? Didn't post it. He wasn't like, I saw the president. I beat that guy. He's just like, fuck you. Let's go get the kids. When all fighters face that, they know how to deal with Conor McGregor. They don't know how to deal with that guy with no plans. Smoking, drinking, saying crazy shit. No marketing. He had no marketing. You should look it up. He had no marketing, no promotion. Nothing. He kept going on Instagram saying crazy shit. They made fun of him. They said he was insane. And then he went and beat everybody's ass, and he's still saying the same thing and moving forward. At some point, the fighters are going to have to face him and call him the devil when they're the devils themselves. But if he keeps winning. So that's how you know God. Right? He must know God to have that much faith to go in there. And even if he loses, he should stay consistent. If he loses and he's not consistent, then he was a liar. See that? So you're going to want to know God. The master was walking with the student, and the student said, I would do anything to have your powers. He said, okay. And they started walking. There was an ocean. He turned around and started walking to the ocean. He said, follow me. They go, waters to their ankles, to their knees, to their chest. Student gets a little nervous. Master's just walking. They get to where they're right here. He looks at the student. He grabs his head and shoves it in the water. The student holds it underwater. When he's going, he takes him out. Student's like, yeah, you're crazy. Master looks at him calm and says, when you want to know as much as you want that next breath, you'll know. Everybody wants to believe in God and know God, but right now they're busy or they can't meditate when it was meditation, or right now I'll pray later, or I'll read that later. Right now it's busy, I got my kid. No. When you want as bad as that breath, as this guy has done his whole life, you shall know him. And when you know him, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. End of story. And you'll be the greatest fighter that ever lived. God's looking for soldiers. If you know Arash and he introduces you as that, I'm not saying I know the plan for you. I'm saying if that was your plan, let go of it and watch what happens. But let God do the cards. They may call you crazy like Ryan. You may go broke. You may look like a joke. But when it's revealed, it shuts everybody down. And they have no way to go. God, I wish he had lost, they would say. Right? I had told Fernando, bet on him no matter what. And he didn't do it. Right? It doesn't matter. But I knew they give him a minus, or, he was the underdog like beyond. It was plus 550, if you know what that means, right? So basically, if you bet $100 and you get like $600, $50, it's a lot, right? For a professional fight. That underdog and humiliate the guy. You know how many people lost money? All of state workers. All of them lost. Every one of them lost their money. They probably bet so much on that weird, druggy, insane guy who hasn't been training. Oh, they must hate him so much. But they can't do nothing to him, because now if they say, but you smoke, they say, yeah. You drink, yeah. But you don't, yeah. We were boxing. I beat his ass. Now what? I'm gonna go smoke when it's time to smoke or drink. Fuck you. Right? And I know he has a light because when he's speaking, he's not aware of himself. Right? He's crucified himself. So now he could be in public light like this. Donald Trump, Arash Dibazar, Ryan Garcia. I won't name anybody else yet. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. So in that case, I guess another question that comes up is, I don't like to say how do you, because is that how do you face your ego? Because your ego is the biggest blocker than anything else, because you build so much, as far as me, building, because I won't say I didn't believe in God when I was small, but I
You
do.
always know God when you're small. Every child knows at some point in the worst time, in the closet, getting tortured or beat or something, that every child knows some imaginary thing showed up that helped him. All of us know that.
Mm-hmm.
We were pure and innocent, and nothing could hurt us. And even when we were physically hurt and alone, we weren't alone. And when that parent walked in to fix it, that thing left. The devil walked in again, right? You knew God as a child because you were born of God. And you know God right now because you're born of God, because that's the real Father. So that's why all this, so that you just don't know him. And you have to believe in him or wonder about him or read about him, talk to theologians, go to church, and never know him. That's all devil. God is with you. He's in your heart. Just turn to him. But he says, don't worship two gods. You can't. You can't. You cannot. It's an improper syntax to say, I worship two gods. There's either a God or there isn't. There's either a creator. There ain't two creators, right? Man thinks he created the spaceship and the computer. Where did he get the material from? Did he make the dirt, the iron, the fire? He's become so egotistical that if someone doesn't admire his art, right, he has to defend his art. You're a bitch. It's a girl walking into a place with shoes and they didn't compliment her enough. And when they did, they lied or were jealous. She knows it. But she's seeking that. She's not seeking art or God. She's seeking ha-ha. Right? Right? And that's how we, yeah. There was one time where I sat here as a man of light and we did an interview, press conference as a fighter, what it would sound like. Dude, it was so nice. If you see her, I would love to have that conversation with you one day. Come here and run me through a press conference and say the worst thing someone could say to you. Watch when it's answered from the light as a Masashi. Right? Masashi, the swordsman, at the end of his life, wrote a book and said the spirit of the thing itself was in me. That's why I was undefeated. I don't know what it was. Here's all the technical work, but the spirit of the thing itself. And I'm an undefeated samurai, and I moved to the mountains to sit down and just tell you about this. At 12 years old, I killed my first man. By now, I've killed over 60 men, and I'm here to tell you the techniques. That's the light through Masashi. Now, if Masashi went to a strip club, he wouldn't act like you or any other fighter at the moment. Okay? But this man saw Masashi in a strip club as this man. Oh, you see a samurai. Ooh. Come on, man. Death before dishonor. Stop dishonoring yourself. Death before dishonor. Only a warrior can say that truly. You're a warrior. Don't ever defend your reputation. Ever. Kill it. Kill your reputation. Be the fighter with no reputation. They'll call you everything you ever wanted to be called. You see that? They will give you the words that are truly yours. They'll call you a master of masters and the master and the light and all that, but you never have to say it. And when they do, you point the right way because you know you didn't do anything. You were spontaneous. You're free. You know, I don't have to get ready for a fight because that would mean some weird thing. I'm not going to take a fight based on the money. It's all going to be righteous action, everything you do. Everything you do. Money won't buy you. Status won't buy you. Women won't buy you. You're free. Your soul is free. The way is here in that book, and you can get here tonight, tomorrow, whenever you want. This place is always open to you.
So in that case, how do you forgive people then? Especially
There's a guy I want everyone to watch. If you haven't, his name is Jesse Peterson on YouTube. Put in Jesse Peterson and put forgiving your mother. It starts, if you want a technique, go there. The light was given to him, and he knows that. And there's no denying that when you listen to him. Do that step as we did in the first chosen camp we did. Okay? So that's why everybody wants to know as a man, well, how do I do that? Outside of being here with us all the time and seeing it and just being in the light the whole time, outside of that, and for everybody even here, if you don't know what I'm saying, go watch Jesse Peterson, Forgiving Your Mother, right? Because otherwise you're always going to carry your mother's soul in you. So you forgive your mother, you forgive your father. That's true forgiveness. Then suddenly the light enters and it starts working through you. It's still working through this. It will work through this. It's just the light. So any impurities get cleaned out. It's like you have a filter of God, right? That man over there, you know some of these men. I'm not going to mention their names, but that man over there, you've known them, right? And the light is in them now, and they're changing every day. Every day, bro. Lighter and brighter. We see it, then they turn dark because there's still shit in there. My job here with them is to do that and not be nice at all, right? Because they're the ones that are preaching this for sure, right? And you obviously you're that because you've known Arash like that forever. You're just going to take it into your arena without thinking about winning or losing. As Bruce Lee said, the punches and kicks of the martial arts are. Can someone look up Bruce Lee's quote on kicks and punches of? You like Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
He had the light. Let me tell you what he said. Both you and I, at some point, saw Bruce Lee and knew as children that he had the light. Right? We knew it, and it took us into the martial arts for sure. But Chuck Norris never did that, huh? You knew Chuck Norris was fake, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that he was a karate champion though? Defeated everybody, but do you know he knew he was, you and I and everybody knew he was fake except the people that liked fake? And they would always say Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris. And you know what Bruce Lee did? Hired Chuck Norris. Bruce Lee's words, look him up, you'll find him. They asked him about Chuck Norris. Bruce Lee himself said, and you can find it. He said, well, I've done a movie with Chuck Norris. And in the end, I face off with him. And he goes, we don't have to fight. Watch. And you tell me. You know the fight scene between them? Although it's a movie, he wins. That's not it. Right? That's not it. And when Bruce Lee moves in that movie, it goes from him to a cat. A little cat. Bruce Lee's warming up. Did you ever do that as a kid, like Bruce Lee?
Yeah. I copy Bruce Lee.
Because of that scene? Did you do it because of that scene?
I did it because I love his martial art.
Yeah, but did you remember when Bruce Lee was warming up like this with a cat fighting Chuck Norris? Did you ever do that at any point in your life, visualizing Bruce Lee?
Yeah, yes.
Right? Bruce Lee was showing through the light whether he knows, because none of these people are conscious of it. They're just, Ryan Garcia is going for the ride. He's conscious that it's happening. He knows he's not doing anything. That's why he's acting like that, right? So it's always in the syntax. It's always in the present time, God speaking. So Bruce Lee shows us as Chuck Norris is warming up. Chuck Norris is doing that in the warm-up. Bruce Lee shows a little cat, kitten. He's going like this. He's being natural. Then he faces Chuck Norris. Come on, right? Let's go, buddy. And we all love that, right? We all want to do this. Nobody could do that like Bruce Lee. Right? That's like Jesus. All right, buddy. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to do a movie. And let those who have the ears hear it. Now, the moment we see Bruce Lee moving Chuck Norris move, you can't even compare these fucking people at all. And Bruce Lee never won a championship. Chuck Norris was a champion. So was Benny Urquidez. So was Bill Wallace. So was the black guy in Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee hired actual martial artists for Enter the Dragon so he could demonstrate the light. right? All those guys in Enter the Dragon are true martial artists. Bolo Young, watch, there's no stuntmen with the main characters. He hired the champions in one movie, Enter the Dragon, the Holy Spirit, right? He goes in there to do a righteous act. He's not even part of the tournament, right? He goes in there and brings the light and leaves, right? And when they, remember the scene? Hold on.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, you need to be outside. He holds it. He goes, outside. Remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these moments are the light communicating, the syntax. When you saw it, it stuck out in your mind. He opened the door and there was a snake, the serpent. He goes like this. Calm, no emotion. Takes the snake with him. Remember, goes in there, waiting, throws the same snake at them. Runs in the room, calling. The snake comes to him. He looks at it, puts his foot on it. Right? Look at how it's been shown in martial arts. He holds it. Ready? Bruce Lee dies before the movie comes out. That's the Holy Spirit. Suddenly, and we're left with what? Enter the Dragon makes Bruce Lee world famous. And he never saw it. Yeah, it's a wow, whoa, wow. These words are miracles. He never planned any of it. And he's taken. Wow, dude, you see, that's your story. That's this story. You get to live that every day, knowing when it's time to go, you're going to go. And you can do no shit about it. But he fulfilled his purpose. Here's Men of Light talking about him and telling you that was the Holy Spirit because you could see it. He said it. Did you find the quote? Bruce Lee? Who? Oh, we forgot about it. Okay. It's 1:04. I think the girls are here. Give me a sec. Okay, coming. We're going to end with this. But this never ends. We stop it now. We continue it. Who has it?
I had a bunch of quotes, but I can't find it down. What's
The punches and kicks of the martial arts are not to defeat the opponent. They're there to defeat a person's ego. Find that. Imagine he said that. The guy who moved faster and stronger. You know, he did the 1-inch punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, look, give me the strongest person in front of all of them. They didn't know what he was doing. He went like this. He went like this. The guy went. That's God breathing. That's a 1-inch touch. It's not a punch. It's this. That's the move, which he did.
Yeah, it says,
Here, out loud.
a fight is not won by one punch or kick. Either learn to endure or hire a bodyguard.
That's not it.
That's not.
Nope. Specifically, look up the words of Bruce Lee saying the punches and kicks. Type this in. Punches and kicks of the martial arts are designed to defeat the ego. Bruce Lee, see what comes up. And if it's not there, I'll find it for you tonight. It's in his book, Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
It's not the I don't fear the man who's thrown 100 different kicks or 1,000 different kicks, but I fear the man who's thrown that.
It's the words that the punches and kicks are not aimed at the opponent, they're aimed at one's ego, literally. I'll find it, don't worry. Nobody found this, huh?
Got 10,000 kicks. It's not about me.
Nah, I'll find it, don't worry. I'll find it tonight. Okay, George, we'll talk later. Everybody, thank you for coming. See you tomorrow, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Oh, see ya. Okay, let me look at this quote. What is it? Listen, if you're still on, listen. Go.
The martial arts are ultimately self-knowledge. A punch or a kick is not to knock the hell out of the guy in front, but to knock the hell out of your ego, your fear, or your hang-ups.
Bruce Lee with the light. It's not about knocking. It's your. Please read it. Come on, man. We've been saying this all day. That's how I know it's the light. And that man had it. Go again.
The martial arts are ultimately self-knowledge. A punch or a kick is not to knock the hell out of the guy in front, but to knock the hell out of your ego, your fear, or your hangups.
Jesus Christ. See that? And you see how hard it was to find that? And it was, all the words were there. Ego, defeat opponent, yourself. How many people search? I told you I'll find it because it's there. I will go buy the book today. I know where it is in the book. It's in the Dao Ji Kundo in the beginning. Okay? Another Bible. You get it? When it points to God, it's the truth. When he says, let me show you how, he doesn't. He says the martial artist should have rhythm, timing, technique, should not have a system, which is the plan. Learn the technique to forget the technique, spontaneous. He also said this, look it up. When I fight, I'm looking at my body from the outside. I see my body fighting. He also said, when the opponent expands, I contract. That's natural. When the opponent contracts, I expand. And when it's time to hit, I do not hit. It hits all by itself. And no one has been as great as Bruce Lee. Maybe George Kopa. Salute, brother. If anyone, it would be you, because you're here getting the light. Because it was the light in him. He knew it too. It's in all, but that's the thing, we can't hear it. He's saying exact, people read that and go, okay, how do I knock the guy out? Bro, he just said, it's not that. And then he said, when it's time to hit, I do not hit. Maybe we should figure out what is it? What is it, Bruce Lee? And then if he expounded it, and I brought this book, you'd be like, that's it. That's it. Arash Dibazar, it's not about getting the women. It's about knowing yourself and building your character. Remember that? And he would say, I don't know how it's happening. I'm watching it happen, guys. I swear, all I know is how to tap in. And when I tap in, I can announce to you, are you ready? Watch what's about to happen. It would happen all the time. The Holy Spirit was there. Amazing, right? Okay, that's it. See you guys. All day we